What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Val Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Val is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Val Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Val Opinion Platform.
And I just really want people to know, I appreciate anybody that's helping me. I appreciate anybody that's helping me. A lot of people have been there for me. I just don't want people going back and forth, being mad at each other because one person did this for me and another person did that for me. That's what the devil wants. He wants to cause confusion. That's what these people want. They want to cause confusion. And confusion ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in here. But the real thing here.
Yo. Welcome to Big Val Opinion Platform, man. We're back again today with another live video. And I hope each and every one of you out there is having a good day today. Man, it's a blessing to be here within itself. Understanding, we are in the midst of a battle, but only the strong will survive. Only the strong will survive. I know a lot of this information for people who have been following this case for quite some time. This information can seem redundant, man, but we always remember and we are always reminded of what the government and how the government chose to go about, arresting Mr. Kelly and charging him with a RICO and telling us, or the lack of explanation of explaining to us how was this guy running an organized corporation, enterprise, whatever the situation, whatever they want to call it. So today, as I listen to the brief again, and I look at comments in different videos I go to, and I look at the comment section, and I look at the questions. What's up, Lex? And I look at the questions that people have answers, the questions that people have. And pretty much, myself as a content creator, I can't tell you all that I have the answer, but I can tell you all is that I can put out enough information to raise doubt as far as what the government alleges Mr. Kelly did when it comes to this marriage. I did a little digging, did a little research, trying to put things together. and hopefully the information that I could present, that I choose to present, hopefully it is some good information for you all. I was looking to find the testimony of the minister, but I'm sure a lot of us here um, can recall some of the things the minister testified to during the trial. I mean, it's been so long, like I can't. I have so many documents. I mean, I've been all day trying to find the documents from the minister's testimony, and um, and I only wanted to go back to the minister's testimony simply because the representative for the government during the brief the other day, she mentioned Demetrius Smith bribery of an official, of a court official, to get this marriage license or whatever the situation may be. Um, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm choosing to go back and revisit some of this information that I have and present it to you all. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Miss Lady T? And present it to you all to try and get an understanding, like not so much of an understanding, just to share the information. And I'm sure each and every one of you are going to have questions as well. Like, how can the government, say one thing, but the evidence or lack of evidence says something totally different. So we're going to make sure everybody coming in, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And if you haven't, sub to the channel. Make sure you turn on that post notification bell. And like I said yesterday, man, when there's positivity going on in the chaos sector, it's very important that we try to get this information pushed out as far as we can, because it's not always, positive in the KL sector. But when you have positivity going on, as of lately, there has been a lot of positive videos and information being put out. So we have to make sure that we pushing that information and we sharing that information so it get out, and there are a lot of people that are starting to look at this information and look at these cases against Mr. Kelly, and they are starting to ask questions as far as how is this man incarcerated, during all this time, 30 years, and the government, pretty much is not, they haven't proved their theory. Well, I'm gonna call it a theory, because it's not a case. They haven't proved their theory. What's going on, Books to Mention? What's going on, Miss Ann? And these are some questions uh that we have over here. So my first video, the first video I'm gonna start with is only gonna be a part of the brief. Alvin, what's going on? It's gonna be a part of the brief from the other day when the government representative mentions about the marriage to Aaliyah. And we're only going to hear that part when she mentioned about the marriage to Aaliyah. I don't want to go all the way through it. I just want to focus on that part when she mentioned about the marriage to Aaliyah. And I'm telling you all, I have some good information that raises questions as far as the evidence, the lack of evidence that the government uh, provided that could have really airtight seal their claims as far as this marriage actually happening. So we're going to get to it today, man. We got 45 people in here. Let's get this, man. Come on, we get 50 people in here. We need at least 50 people in here to get this show on the road, man. Come on, I know y'all in the bushes. Come on out the bushes, man. Come on in, hit that like button, hit that share button. I'm telling you, man. Share this to everybody, man. Anybody, even your uncle, the one that don't know how to work his phone that good. Get his phone and tune in to the show, because this is going to be some good information for you all, um, to share with people, especially the people who always running with the narrative that, man, y'all know that nigga married Aaliyah, right? Y'all know that. That's how they be. Man, that nigga married Aaliyah. Man, that nigga did this. That nigga did that. They run around saying that, but when you ask them, how can they prove that? You have yet to this day seen anybody give you proof that this marriage actually happened, besides people with hearsay. And I'm not going to call these people who testified to this, I'm not going to call them people. They are criminals. Criminals who testified and said that this actual marriage took place. So I'm gonna give people about it's 4:57 my time. So I'm gonna give it about 3 more minutes to let people come on in. And so at 5 o'clock my time, I'm gonna get started. With the show. And hopefully, people don't be too far behind when the show gets started, because I'm gonna make some good points, and I'm gonna introduce some good information to the show today. Um, this has been pretty much majority of my day. I've been trying to get this content put together for you all as I did my walk this morning and everything. Alvin, you say you're new to the show, man. Where you coming from? Do you got a channel? What do you talk about on your channel? What do you discuss over on your channel? What is your channel about? Over here we talk about chaos, we talk about injustice. We have a panel. I do have panels where I invite people onto the panel. We talk about the cases or whatnot, and we have a good time, negativity free, drama free show. Very respectful people in the chat. So it's gonna be a good show today. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you all, it's gonna be a good show today. So my question is this. So if you have an illegal sexual contact with a minor, the smart thing is the smart thing to do would be to go and marry this minor that you have an illegal sexual contact with. Where is the common sense in it? You hear these people saying, well, he got this girl pregnant. That was the reason why he married her so she could have an abortion. Well, you still have to make this shit make sense. If I'm gonna go through the loops and hoops of getting you a false identification that says that you are to prove that you are grown, allegedly, why would I marry you when you could use the identification just to go have an abortion? Why would I marry you in order for you to have an abortion? But see, this is what the government want us to. The government want us to feel like we shouldn't use our common sense. The government don't want us to use our common sense. So I'm having illegal sex with this young underage girl. She gets pregnant. I go and marry her to avoid criminal charges. How can you avoid criminal charges by marrying someone who you have an illegal sexual contact with? So they mentioned Demetrius Smith. Let's listen at Demetrius Smith. What does Demetrius Smith have to say about this?
85, and I left him in 95. And I just want to make it clear that I was not about um, being receptive to him messing with young girls. I always fought when the lines were long and there were young girls.
Now listen to how he framed his words. He's saying, I wasn't receptive to him messing with young girls. But then listen at how he contradict what he says. Listen at the contradictions.
Girls. I always fought when the lines were long and there were young girls. I tried to tell the parents. I tried to tell the record company uh, of the things that I was seeing because I was the first to see. And I didn't see him ever touching the young girls.
Now you got to make this make sense. Now him saying that. Now he just said, as far as Robert actions towards young girls, then he turned around and say he never seen him touch any young girl. Which one was it? Which one was it? Either you did or you didn't. Y'all listen to what he say.
Messing with young girls. I always fought him messing with young girls. I always fought being receptive to him messing with young girls. I always fought um, being receptive to him messing with young girls. And I left him in 95. And I just want to make it clear that I was not about um, being receptive to him.
So right there, y'all hear he say, I was not about being receptive to him messing with young girls. Now listen to what he say shortly after that.
Messing with young girls. I always fought when the lines were long and there were young girls. I tried to tell the parents. I tried to tell the record company uh, of the things that I was seeing because I was the first to see. And I didn't see him ever touching the young girls.
Now he say, I didn't see him ever touching the young girls. So you say you wasn't receptive to him touching young girls. Then you turn around and say, I never seen him touch young girls. But then we also have to take into account that Demetrius is damn near 20 years older than R. Kelly. So what Demetrius may have seen, if he did see anything, what he probably saw to be young, is not the same for R. Kelly. You 20 years older than R. Kelly. Or you damn near 20 years older than this man. So what you look at as young Demetrius doesn't mean it's young to R. Kelly. We have to put that into account. Demetrius, you damn near 20 years older than Robert. So, of course, if you see some girls that's around Robert's age at the time, you're going to say they young girls. But you're not understanding that Robert is not your age. Robert probably was these girls' ages. If in fact this is something that actually took place. We cannot believe anything that comes out of your mouth, Demetrius, because you are a proven liar.
Because I was the first to see. And I didn't see him ever touching the young girls. But his actions in wanting to entertain them was inappropriate to me. So I tried to make that known. And as we went on from 95, after he married Aaliyah, I did get the license. I did that. I didn't forge it myself, but I walked her into places that gave her ideas. I did that. I didn't forge it myself, but so I tried to make that known. And as we went on from 95, um, after he married Aaliyah, I did get the license. I did that. I didn't forge it myself, but I walked her into places that gave her IDs. And wanting to entertain them was inappropriate to me. So I tried to make that known. And as we went on from 95, um, after he married Aaliyah, I did get the license. I did that. I didn't forge it myself, but I walked her into places that gave her IDs. And I did that because Robert was uh, told that he had to do this to save himself from.
Now, why would somebody tell Robert that he have to marry this underage girl to save himself? Why would somebody tell R. Kelly you have to marry her to save yourself? And then he say, well, I got the license. I didn't forge it, but I got the license. Well, listen at this, you guys. Now make this make sense. Everyone. He say, I got the license, but I didn't forge it. How did he know the license was forged? How would he had known the license was forged? Because according to the government, it's Aaliyah's signature and Robert's signature. So why is he alleging that the signatures were forged? If it's Robert's signature and Aaliyah's signature, why would he say, well, I didn't forge it? Why would the signatures be forged on a license that's supposed to be Robert and Aaliyah? But then you say, I got the license. So if you got the license, and if the signatures was forged, then 9 times out of 10, you were the one who forged the signatures. When it comes to obtaining a license, you may have bribed an official and got a license. But in order for that license to be filed into court, you have to have some type of government issued ID. Say, oh, you got to have government issued ID. Government, what is government? What qualifies as a government issued ID? So what qualifies as a government issued ID? Is a driver's license, a government issued ID, a military ID, certificate of naturalization, or previously issued passports. If you are applying for a new one, are all acceptable forms of ID. So if those are all acceptable forms of ID, if these are only the acceptable forms of ID, these are only the acceptable forms of ID. So let's go here. So it says, what documents do you need for a marriage license in Illinois? Present a valid identification with proof of age. Now remember that. Now y'all remember that. It said a valid identification with proof of age. Okay. Let's do something right quick. A valid identification with proof of age. Say proof of age. Let's go to the minister. We're going to go to the minister who officiated the wedding. For the first time since R.kelly in Aaliyah's 1994 wedding, the minister who officiated spoke publicly about it as he testified Wednesday under subpoena at Kelly's criminal trial. On the day after the 27th anniversary of their wedding, Nathan Edmonds, 73, which was around the same age as Demetrius, a Chicago area ordained minister, testified that he officiated for Kelly and Aaliyah, whose full name was Aaliyah Diana Dalton. She died in 2001. Kelly's marriage to the late singers Aaliyah is an central part of the Brooklyn federal case against Kelly after prosecutor alleged a member of Kelly Enterprise bribed a local official to create a fake ID so the marriage could take place. So now, with that, so Darren says Demetrius bribed a local official for a fake ID. But then you got Demetrius saying he bribed someone for a license. Now make this make sense. Demetrius said, I bribed someone for a license. But then during the court, they saying Demetrius bribed someone for ID. Demetrius said he bribed an official to get a marriage license. Now in court, they say he bribed someone to get a fake ID. But let's continue going. Prosecutors say Aaliyah was 15 when she wed. Then 27-year-old, when she wed, then 27-year-old Kelly. The marriage was annulled after the parents found out about it. The marriage was annulled after the parents found out about it. Okay. So check. Now y'all hear. They say the marriage was annulled once the parents found out about it. So did you all know, right? And I'm finna show you all something. How easy it would have been. I'm finna show you all how easy it would have been for the government to prove to the people that an actual marriage took place. So it's a will be seen. The marriage is pretty much saying the marriage will be seen as invalid once the annulment is granted by the courts. An annulment will leave a paper trail since court filings are public records. So if court filings are public record, and it's telling you that the annulment will still, even if you get your marriage annulled, it say it will still leave a paper trail. It will still leave a paper trail. Welcome everybody that's coming in. The annulment will still leave a paper trail. So if the government really wanted to prove that Mr. Kelly, in fact, actually married Aaliyah, as they allege, then they would have court public records. They would have the records. They would have the records to show that it was an annulment that took place. A reason for annulment is one of the parties not knowingly involved. That too. But my point here is, if a marriage actually took place, as they allege, and an annulment took place as they allege, why wouldn't the annulment records be presented to prove that an actual marriage did in fact take place? Why wouldn't they, if they wanted the world to know that this actually took place, and no one would have any doubt, if they wanted to kill all doubt that anyone may have that Mr. Kelly in fact did marry this young lady, we would have proof. Now it says Stephen Dwight Hardin said there is no divorce or annulment except through the court system. However, the courts keep it on record forever. The court keeps it on record forever. So if you get an annulment, the courts keep the annulments on record forever. So I want to prove that you did something. I'm going to come with all of the proof that I can provide to show that you actually did this. So let's get back to the ID part. Let's get back to the ID part. So it says that a member of Kelly Enterprise bribed a local official to create a fake ID so the marriage could take place. Prosecutors say Aaliyah was 15 when she wed then 27-year-old Kelly. The marriage was annulled after her parents found out about it. Prosecutors allege Kelly was the leader of a criminal sex enterprise. He is facing racketeering and sex trafficking charges. He has pled not guilty to all charges. Now, this is the pastor. Now, this is the minister who officiated the wedding. Edmond testified he had never met Mr. Kelly or Aaliyah until the day of their wedding, and that he been asked by a friend he shared with Kelly, which is Demetrius Smith, is the friend, to officiate the wedding as a favor. Now, he said he was asked to officiate the wedding as a favor. Now, this is the minister who supposedly married the two people. I did not think it was anybody special. I did not understand it at all, Edmund testified. He testified that he married the couple at a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, in the Chicago area. The doors opened to the bedroom and stepped out Aaliyah and Mr. Kelly, Edmund testified. So hold on, you all. So hold on. I have a question there. I have a question right there. Here at the top, Edmund testified he never met Mr. Kelly or Aaliyah. He did not think it was anyone special. So if you never met these people, I want to ask the chat a question. If Mr. Edmund never met R.Kelly, nor he ever met Aaliyah, he said he did not think they were anyone special. He said the doors open to the room, and then here comes Kelly and Aaliyah. So if you never met Kelly and Aaliyah, and you didn't know if they were anyone special, how did you know that the people coming out of that room was Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah? Now, that's the question. This is from Mr. Edmonds' testimony. He said he didn't know Mr. Kelly. He didn't know Aaliyah. He said the doors open to the room, and then here come Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah. If you don't know who these people are, and you say that her hair was covering half of her face, how did you know that there was Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah? I mean, some shit is just common sense. Some things are common sense. If you never met these people and you don't know them, you never seen them, and all of a sudden the door opened and you said, there goes Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah. How did you know that there was Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah? That could have been anybody. Someone could have just told you, well, that's R. Kelly, that's Aaliyah. But if you don't know who R. Kelly and Aaliyah are for yourself, then you can't allow someone to just say that this is Mr. Kelly and this is Aaliyah. And then you got to ask yourself, don't as a minister officiating a wedding, don't you supposed to counsel the two people that are getting married? I'm not sure. I've never been married. So I'm just asking a question at this point. But let's get back to it. Mr. Edmonds says, let me take a drink. Let me take a drink. Hold on, y'all. It said, Edmund, the doors opened to the bedroom and out stepped Aaliyah and Mr. Kelly, Edmund testified. Edmund said the couple wore matching jogging suits for the ceremony, which lasted less than 10 minutes. They both had one leg on the jogging suit up to the knee. Edmund testified, you could not see her whole face because her hair was over half of her face. So, if you could not see her face, because of her hair covered over half of her face, how could you say you married Aaliyah? This is the minister speaking. Neither prosecutor nor defense attorney asked Edmund whether Aaliyah appeared young at the time of the wedding. Prosecutor previously admitted as evidence a marriage license bearing Edmund's signature that showed Aaliyah's age to be 18 and Kelly to be 27 on August 31st, 1994, the day they married. It says CNN has reached out to Aaliyah's family for comments. It says during the first week of Kelly's trial, his former tour manager, now y'all watch this now. During the first week of R. Kelly's trial, his former tour manager reluctantly testified against the singer about how he had bribed a worker at a local welfare office to make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, but that it did not show her age. Now listen. Now look at this. How do I do this? Now this part right here. Now I say during the first week of Kelly's trial, his former tour manager reluctantly testified against the singer about how he had bribed a worker at a local welfare office to make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, but that it did not show her age. Calvin Harris, let's just do this whole thing. Let's like this whole paragraph up right here. It says Calvin Harris, a supervisor at the Cook County, Illinois clerk office, also testified about the process of obtaining a marriage certificate. It said the type of IDs accepted by a clerk to apply for a marriage license are at the discretions of the clerk. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. How is that? This is Illinois. So how is it at the discretion of the clerk if this is Illinois state? A valid identification with proof of age. Applicants who have divorced must provide the date the divorce was finalized upon applying for a marriage license. Applicants who have divorced within the last 6 months must provide a certified copy of their divorce decree. Now, let's go here. Let's go here, chat. Let's go here, chat. So, if Mr. Kelly, in fact, married Aaliyah and got an annulment, do you guys know, in order for Mr. Kelly to marry Drea Kelly, he would have to provide evidence that he is no longer married to Aaliyah. Do y'all feel me? Do y'all feel where I'm coming from? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? In order, this is the law. This is the law. I agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. But the reason why I'm breaking this down, I'm breaking it down because you have people out here alleging that this actually happened. Now you have to make this make sense. In order for this man to even marry his ex-wife, he would have had to have some type of proof that he was divorced or the annulment or whatever. He would have had to have some type of proof in order to marry Drea. But the government don't want us to look at that. The government don't want us to explain it. The government don't want us to express that. How can you use a welfare ID that has no picture, no age on it as identification to apply for a marriage license? It's so much wrong and so much shit that's inconsistent. See what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, having no one suffered from this lie but Mr. Kelly. Having no one suffer from this lie but Mr. Kelly. I do this for people because I see a lot of people have questions. A lot of people have questions about this. This is the first thing that the government turned to during the brief was the alleged bribery of Demetrius Smith as being a part of the RICO, a part of the criminal organization. If what Demetrius Smith did was a part of the criminal organization, you all have to prove what he did. What up, J Rock? Exactly, Books Dimension. Exactly, Books Dimension. But I'm only bringing this information because, like, this is shit that they want us to believe that took place. Now it goes on to say, let's continue to read this. It says Edmund testimony took place via video conference on a TV stream placed across the courtroom from jurors, and he said he did not want to be there. Kelly, dressed in a suit in a white mask, did not show emotions during the testimony. Part of Edmund's reason now Edmonds is going to tell us why he Edmund is going to tell us why he did not speak on the issue, right? Now, check this out. Part of Edmund's reason he has never spoke publicly before, despite frequent attempts by the media to contact him, he testified was that he was asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement before officiating the wedding. He said, I kind of chuckled. Kelly asked me, why did you do that? He chuckled. I said it wasn't worth the paper it was written on. It should have been more airtight. Ultimately, Evans did not sign the non-disclosure agreement, but testified that he gave Kelly his word and never spoke publicly about the marriage until Wednesday. Now, you got to make this make sense now. Let's make this make sense. So I come to one of you all in my chat and I'm asking you all to do something illegal for me. And I ask you to sign a non-disclosure so that you would never speak about whatever this illegal thing is. And you say you refuse to sign the non-disclosure. Do you think if I'm committing a crime, I'm going to allow you to continue on assisting me in committing this crime? You got to make this make sense. I'm committing a crime and I need J Rock help. But I tell J Rock, in order for me to help, in order for him to help me, I'm going to need for him to sign this non-disclosure so that he would never talk about it. And J Rock say, no, Big Vi, I can't do that. So do you think I'm still going to commit this crime with J Rock? You think that I'm going to trust that J Rock tell me, Big Vi, I never speak on it? This man said he wasn't even getting paid. So you think I'm going to trust somebody who I didn't even pay to keep their mouth closed? I mean, this is what these people want us to believe. This is what they want us to believe, though.
After he married Aaliyah, I did get the license. I did that. I didn't forge it. After he married Aaliyah, as we went on, from 95, after he married Aaliyah, I did get the license. I did that. I didn't forge it myself, but I walked her into places that gave her IDs. And I did that because Robert was uh, told
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. So, did y'all hear this man just saying he got the license? He took her to get the in places where she could get the ID. So he's telling you that he participated in every single aspect of this marriage, but nobody has questions for that. Nobody have questions for that. Listen to what he say.
from 95, after he married Aaliyah, I did get the license. I did that. I didn't forge it myself, but I walked her into places that gave her IDs. And I did that because Robert was uh, told that he had to do this to save himself.
So he say, Robert, he got the license. He said, I got the license. He said, I took her to get the IDs. He never took her to got no damn IDs. Y'all know Big Vibe, man. Big Vibe be coming, man. Look here, man. Man, I actually try and put in work for you all. I actually try and put in work for you all. Now, this is this fool right here. Let me get this off the stream. Let me see if this the one. It says, the Philadelphia Inquirer, tongue-in-cheek, refers to Aaliyah as the love of R.kelly life. In a 1994 concert review, the recording of the disc makes about as much sense as R.kelly marrying Aaliyah. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, let me get to the right one. Y'all know Vi got some shit. Boom. I'm back at it. It says, though, let me say, throw with the wedding, throw with the wedding so that he could legally give Aaliyah. Now listen, y'all. Let me put my mic up. Let me now let me get my mic on, y'all. Let me get my mic back on, y'all. I want you read what this shit says. This was public. This is something that this is Demetrius Smith article that he gave to this magazine company is about why the wedding took place. Through with the wedding so that, it has another part up there, but I don't have that part at the top. So that he could legally give Aaliyah. They saying this is what Demetrius Smith say the purpose of the wedding was for. He says so that R. Kelly could legally give Aaliyah permission to get an abortion, since otherwise she would have needed her parents' consent to assess one. So Demetrius Smith says the reason for the marriage was so that Robert could give Aaliyah permission to have an abortion. Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago, where Smith say he bribed an official to obtain false documents showing that Aaliyah was 18 years old. Now, didn't you just hear them say? Didn't you just hear them say the ID, the minister? Did you just hear Demetrius tell us what Demetrius just told us that hold on, I'll go back to it. This is why we can't believe Demetrius Smith. This is why we can't believe shit that Demetrius Smith say. So here it says, during the first week of Kelly's trial, his former tour manager reluctantly testified against the singer about how he had bribed a worker at a local welfare office to make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, but it did not show her age. Okay, let's stop. Let's go here. Now come back to the article that Demetrius Smith published. Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago, where Smith say he bribed an official to obtain false documents showing that Aaliyah was 18 years old. Now, which way is it going to be? Which one is it? Which one is it? You, man, I'm asking y'all. Which one is it? This is why we can't believe shit that come out of Demetrius Smith's mouth. You just said the shit had it did not show age. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. Now, Demetrius testified that the ID card did not show her age. The ID card did not show her age. Let me get this off. I gotta take this down so y'all can see. Boom. Okay, now here we go. It said, but that it did not show her age. Demetrius bribed a worker at a local welfare office to make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, but it did not show her age. But then it says, Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago, where Smith say he bribed an official to obtain false documents showing that Aaliyah was 18 years old. Am I the only one seeing this? I mean, these people want us to believe that this man married this lady, but then the person who they getting the story from, he's so inconsistent on so many levels. I mean, the dude, his story changed every time he opened his mouth. Jennifer, she submitted, TJ, Jennifer submitted a lot of her information and a lot of her evidence was submitted in the written argument. In the brief, that what we just saw on Monday, there wasn't for her to be submitting more information. Monday hearing was solely about the judges getting clarity to the questions that they have. But Jennifer has submitted evidence that this shit that they alleged took place was a marriage, was a lie. What up, Progress? Then he goes on to say, and the pair had a quiet city hall wedding in a suburban Maywood. The marriage license is dated August 31st, 1994. After Smith's story goes, Aaliyah returned home to her family in Detroit the day after the wedding and told them what had happened. Her family took charge of the situation on September 29th, 1994, the marriage was annulled. Aaliyah told her family that she never wanted to see Kelly again, and they set about making sure she would never have to. The family understanding at the time seemed to have been that the marriage, while plainly a bad idea, was just a case of two kids who cared for each other, in other words. Now, y'all, make this make sense. Now, the reason for the marriage was to get an abortion. So they got married one day. She went home the next day. Wouldn't she still be pregnant? Man, my goddamn head is hurting. If the reason for the marriage was to get an abortion, to get permission to have an abortion, they got married one day, she went home the next day. Wouldn't she still be pregnant? Correct, Lil Mo. This shit is, I mean, for myself, this is how I personally feel. I cannot, I can't sit here and say that this man, without a doubt, married this young lady. There's too much doubt. There's too much doubt. There's more doubt than it is proof to show that this man married Aaliyah. I know a lot of people don't want to research it. I know a lot of people don't want to see it. I know a lot of people don't want to look at it for what it is. But the truth is, this man never married Aaliyah. Even if it was an annulment, even if there was an annulment, even if there was an annulment, it's nothing for the judges, it's nothing for the prosecutors to go to the court. An annulment is public record. An annulment is public record. It's kept on record. Now, thank you, Vanessa. Now, that I did hear that it was supposed to be a publicity stunt to get to booster. It was supposed to be a publicity stunt to booster her album sales. Now, I did hear that it was supposed to be a publicity stunt to boost her album sales. I did hear that. None of that shit makes sense. But you got people on the other side, you know, they want to believe that this man actually married this young lady. When there's no proof, there's no facts that this man, in fact, indeed married this young lady. There's more doubt than there is truth. There's more doubt. Demetrius Smith, a career criminal. Demetrius Smith, a career criminal. Demetrius Smith has been to jail countless times. This is the same man who said he would have hurt R.Kelly. This the same guy who said he would have hurt R. Kelly, all behind some money. This is the same guy who said that he stole money from R. Kelly. Excuse me.
All the things that's been going on with R. Kelly. And today I have with me Demetrius Smith, and I want him to introduce himself, and then we're gonna get this interview going.
Hi everyone, how you doing? My name is Demetrius Smith. Sometimes I feel ashamed of that because of, the shoes that I've walked in respect to this surviving R. Kelly thing. But I am Demetrius Smith. Hi.
Okay, and explain to everyone what your role was with R. Kelly, what your association with him, how you guys met, how you became his road manager, and things like that.
Well, I met Robert back in 1985. He was about 16 years old at the time. I was a single myself. I helped groom him.
Okay.
I left him in 95. So 85 to 95, my association with him was getting him to the next level. He was always a talented, a writer. He was a writer. He wasn't a performer.
Wait, I'm going to stop you. Something is rattling. I think it's your headphones. So if you can just, like, while you're talking, like, lift it away from your shirt, because when you move any kind of movement, it taps against your shirt and causes it.
Hearing it now?
So I'm going to start back. I'm going to reset. How did you guys meet? How did you start working with him? What's your your title associated with him was? Explain that to everybody watching.
I met R. Kelly in 1985 at a talent show at Kenwood Academy. I was doing some videotaping when VHSs first came out. My hustle was to take people doing shows, and nobody had really seen themselves on the videotape.
Y'all paused it because I'm trying to see how old Demetrius Smith is. Do anyone know? Do anyone know how old this dude is, Demetrius Smith? So Demetrius Smith is 65. He was 65. Demetrius Smith was 65 when R. Kelly was 45, 55, 54. So he 11. Demetrius Smith is 11 years older than R. Kelly. So when R. Kelly was 16 years old, Demetrius would have been damn near 30 years old. Yeah, he's 60. He was 65. This was in 2000 in 2021. He was 65. So he damn near 70 now. So when R. Kelly was 16, this nigga was 27 years old. Now, what 27-year-old man? Why was he up at Kenwood Academy High School walking around with a tape recorder filming people?
In 1985. He was about 16 years old at the time. I was a single myself. I helped groom him.
Okay.
I left him in 95. So 85 to 95, my association with him was getting him to the next level. He was always a talented, a writer. He was a writer. He wasn't a performer.
Wait, I'm gonna stop you. Something is rattling. I think it's your headphones. So if you can just like while you're talking, like lift it away from your shirt, because when you move any kind of movement, it taps against your shirt and causes.
Are you hearing it now?
So I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna reset. How did you guys meet? How did you start working with him? What's your your title associated with him was? Explain that to everybody watching.
I met R. Kelly in 1985 at a talent show at Kenwood Academy. I was doing some videotaping when VHSs first came out. My hustle was to take people doing shows, and nobody had really seen themselves on a videotape, so I was taping them and selling them the tape. I saw R. Kelly, and I was an entertainer myself at the time, and he was singing an original song that just had me and my partner just look at each other and say, "Man, that's for you." And I approached Robert after the set, and I introduced myself to him, and from there we began to work together from 85 to 95. Pretty much everything he went through.
Ooh,
bless you. First with him and his brothers, we formed a little band. I introduced them to my family. They sponsored us, put them in the studio. Then from there, we went through some things, and I went another direction. Came back to him. He was with MGM, so I worked with them through that. After which we performed. They won the big break. Then they broke up. Then we formed a Public Announcement. Worked with them through all those.
Okay, and your role with working with him, you were his.
I was his personal assistant pretty much all the way through. Pretty much, I was when I met him. Like I say, he was a young kid, 16, and he was very bashful, very shy, very super silly. At the same time, he was shy. I pretty much think that I mean, this is just me. I'm not trying to take claim or anything, but I just think that he got his courage somewhat from me because he was a bashful, shy kid.
People used to mess with him and, talk about him, and he didn't ever come out. He didn't come out. And then I spent a lot of time with him, taking him into the subways, grooming him pretty much. And he came out of himself, and he was dedicated to his music. And that's when I supported that. I just, everything about me was to get him to the next level.
Oh, okay. So you came on as his personal assistant, because in the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries, it said that you were his road manager, right?
I was his road manager the first 5 years of his career.
Okay.
I was with him when he signed his deal with Jive Records, born into the 90s. That was the first album. And I worked with him through up until the Leah situation. And I left after that. Yeah.
Okay. Since you mentioned the Aaliyah situation, there was mention in the docu.
Do y'all not understand? I want y'all to understand something. The Aaliyah situation did not happen until he was already fired. He had got fired already. That's what he's not going to tell anyone. He was already fired. The Aaliyah situation about this wedding and this all this shit, it didn't come out until he was fired. It was after he got fired that this alleged marriage came out. I'm gonna have to find it. But I'm telling you all, it was after he got fired when the Aaliyah marriage with R. Kelly came out. He didn't leave because of that. He the one who put it out there that it happened after he got fired. And now he go around on these platforms lying like that was the reason why he left. No, he's a fucking liar. When he left, that's when this allegation and rumor started. He sat around and manipulated and thought about this whole goddamn scheme to come up with this marriage lie.
Series that you helped forge the marriage certificate in that. So can you elaborate on what happened with that?
Yeah, I'll elaborate on it because they did. Lifetime told me when I sat with them that I spoke with them about 3-4 hours. They called me back again to sit and talk to me. They told me they were doing a documentary on R. Kelly's beginning, in which I was a vital part of his beginning. So I didn't have a problem with doing that because I didn't have a problem with telling this beginning story because nobody really knew it. Nobody was telling that. Everybody's talking about now, and I was a part of his beginning. I wrote a book about that beginning entitled The Man Behind the Man. I published it in 2010, and it's been on the internet ever since. It tells about pretty much everything that's going on.
So ask yourself this now. This is what I want y'all to ask yourself, chat. If you got fired in 1994, why did you wait all the way into 2010 to publish a book about your time working with Mr. Kelly? If you got fired in 94, why did you conveniently wait until 2010 to publish a book about your time working with Mr. Kelly?
With him right now. It was a book that I wrote in prison because after I left him and Lee, I went to prison.
Okay.
And,
you hear what he say now? After he left, he went to prison. And this is who the government relying on.
Well, we'll get into that later, but for now, just let us know what happened with the whole Aaliyah situation.
This situation is very emotional.
Now, now, I know we are not body language experts. I know we are not body language experts. I know none of us are body language experts. But I want you all to look at his body language when she asked him what happened with the Aaliyah situation.
Kelly's beginning, in which I was a vital part of his beginning. So I didn't have a problem with doing that because I didn't have a problem with telling this beginning story because nobody really knew it. You know, nobody was telling that. Everybody's talking about now, and I was a part of his beginning. I wrote a book about that beginning entitled The Man Behind the Man. I published it in 2010, and it's been on the internet ever since. It tells about pretty much everything that's going on with him right now. It was a book that I wrote in prison because after I left him and Lee, I went to prison. You know.
Okay.
Well,
we'll get into that later, but for now, just let us know what happened with the whole Aaliyah situation.
Aaliyah situation.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Did y'all see his whole demeanor when she say, what happened with the Aaliyah situation? Just watch how he had to compose his thoughts.
Everything that's going on with him right now. It was a book that I wrote in prison because after I left him and Lee, I went to prison. You know.
Okay. Well, we'll get into that later, but for now, just let us know what happened with the whole Aaliyah situation.
Aaliyah situation.
The look on his face. The look on his face is like, I fucked up. The look on his face is like, I fucked up. He like, did you see? She's like, can you tell us about the Aaliyah situation? He like, come on, man. If this shit is true, and this is how this shit actually went, bro, just speak. All you gotta do is just tell what happened. But you can see the guilt. Like, you can hear the guilt.
Everything that's going on with him right now. It was a book that I wrote in prison because after I left him and Lee, I went to prison. You know.
Okay. Well, we'll get into that later, but for now, just let us know what happened with the whole Aaliyah situation.
Aaliyah situation is very emotional for me.
Okay.
I truly always like to just say apologize, and I can't apologize enough for my part in that. I can't apologize, and I can't talk about it long. I can't. I can only say what I did. I did not forge any documents. When I drove, I took them, and they followed me in another car, actually. See, when Lifetime was talking to me, they were throwing words at me, and I had to learn now how to take my time to talk because they were throwing, I was trying to explain it as I am now, and they were throwing words at me. And they threw that word at me forged because to some extent it was a bit, I assisted in something that I should not have been a part of. So I ate that word forge. And but I did not forge him and I spit it back out. But I drove and they followed me to a place where she got an ID to get a marriage license. Okay. And
wait. Okay, so you're saying that they drove following behind you.
They following behind me.
To
Yes.
a place. So what you're saying is you guys got, or she got, a fake ID? Is that what you're saying?
She got it was a real ID, but it was from, it was from downtown. It was a legitimate ID from a work source, say a FedEx place, and then the other place was a county building or something. She got legitimate IDs to go get a marriage license.
So it wasn't like a government ID, it was like a work ID?
So,
How can a fake ID, how can a fake ID be a real ID? How can a fake ID be a real ID? We gotta make this shit make sense, man. How can a fake ID be a real ID? What is a legitimate ID? I'm trying to understand, what is a legitimate ID? A FedEx ID. Now, if you went down to the public aid office, what the fuck do FedEx or public county buildings got to do with where you went and got this ID from? This dude, bro. Chapter fucking 7, man. Chapter 7, man.
And they followed me to a place where she got an ID to get a marriage license. Okay. And
okay, wait. Okay, so you're saying that they drove following behind you.
They following behind me.
To yes. A place. So what you're saying is you guys got, or she got, a fake ID? Is that what you're saying?
She got it was a real ID, but it was from, downtown. It was a legitimate ID from a work source, say a FedEx place, and then the other place was a county building or something. She got legitimate IDs to go get a marriage license.
So it wasn't like a government ID, it was like a work ID?
It's government ID and a work ID.
And you're saying that it wasn't, I mean, if it had her name with a different age, that would make it a fake ID, right?
It's a fake ID, but it was a real ID. It was a government. It was, it's now. I'm not gonna. It was years ago.
No.
Y'all see that? And now he getting frustrated. Now he getting frustrated because Nick at night is like, man, you ain't finna piss on my head and tell me it's raining, pretty much. Now he getting frustrated because Nick at night is like, you not finna piss on my head and tell me it's raining. Boy, he got mad when she started. How can a fake ID be a real ID? It's a real ID, but it's a fake ID. I'm telling y'all, man, when y'all see this shit right here, when he say, he bribed an official to obtain false documents showing that Aaliyah was 18 years old, that's another lie. That's another lie. Hold on. Let's count the lie. That's another lie. Nothing but lies from this dude. Nothing but lies from this dude. That's another lie. Here goes another lie that he told. It says he bribed a worker at a local welfare office. He bribed a worker at a local welfare office to make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, but it did not show her age on it. This is his shit from his testimony, man. Bruh, we can't make this shit up, man. We cannot make this shit up, man. But they want us to be quiet. They want us to be quiet.
No, I understand.
There's no excuse for it, but I took them down.
And you're saying that it wasn't. I mean, if it had her name with a different age, that would make it a fake ID, right?
It's a fake ID, but it was a real ID. It was a government. It was, it's now. I'm not gonna. It was years ago.
I'm gonna try to use that one. It's a fake ID, but it's a real one. You know what I'm saying? It's a fake ID, but it's a real ID. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to use that line.
No, I understand.
There's no excuse for it, but I took them down to a government official place, and somebody there took some money, and they took an ID for her. Okay. And it was, and it's so like you go into the county, it's like you go get a driver's license, and I know somebody in there, and I'll take you in there, and they'll give you a driver's license. You ain't got to take no test. You just give them some money. And that's what happened with that, and that got her marriage license. And nobody forged anything. It's their signatures.
Okay, so the only thing that
now he say it's their signatures. He says their signatures. He say it's their signatures. Is their signatures. If it's their signature, if it's their signature and they have two different handwritings, why is all of this handwriting consistent? Now, I can look at this and say that I look at this right here and say that all of this handwriting is the same. All of this handwriting is the same. Now, Aaliyah's name appears to be a little different, but Nathan Edmonds and Elder Nathan Edmonds Sr. and Robert S. Kelly, that's all the same handwriting. That's all the same. All that's the same handwriting. How can a signature, of course, how could a signature be in print? How can a signature be in print? Y'all see the name right there. Witness, David D. Orr, county clerk of the county of Cook. And the seal, therefore, thereof at the office this 30th day of August 1994. So why would that say 30th and this day say 31st? Why does the witness David Orr, county clerk of the county of Cook, in the seal, therefore at the office this 30th day of August 1994, and why does the date at the bottom say the state of Illinois, the 31st day of August of 1994? Man, I'm telling you, it's way more doubt with this shit than it is proof that this man actually married this young lady. I'm just saying. All the same handwriting, all the same signatures, and David Orr. Okay, we're gonna go here. Let's go here. Civil lawsuit, Chancery, domestic case search. Aaliyah Halton versus David Orr, Clark County, Department of Public Health. Plaintiff Aaliyah Halton, defendant David Orr. I gotta get this. I gotta figure out how I can. I gotta figure out how I can make this part a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? Well, why would Aaliyah be suing these people? Why would she be trying to sue these people? And it says here, the case, it says Aaliyah Halton, and then it say the defendant, David Orr, Clark County Department of Public Health, and this is the attorney, Arlene Johnson. Is Arlene Johnson still living? I wonder if Arlene Johnson, why was she not there? Man, there's so much shit that has questions, man. And all Big Vi doing is
that you're saying that your role was just you were just there when she got the fake.
It was years ago.
No, I understand. I'm
There's
just
no
trying
excuse for it, but I took them down to a government official place, and somebody there took some money, and they took her ID for her. And it was, and it's so like you go into the county, it's like you go get a driver's license, and I know somebody in there, and I'll take you in there, and they'll give you a driver's license. You ain't got to take no test. You just give them some money. And that's what happened with that, and that got her a marriage license. And nobody forged anything. It's their signatures.
I have a question. Do anyone in my chat right now who's married? Who's married? I mean, because I'm not sure. Is this something that's like, I mean, I've never been married, so I can't say. But what I'm looking at is when they say the witness, David D. Orr, he stamped this on the 30th day of August, 1994. But then, if you go to the bottom and say the state of Illinois on the 31st day of August, 1994, and It says, hereby certified that Robert, Aaliyah were united and married by me at this place, the county of Cook in state of Illinois on the 31st day of August 1994. And throughout this whole document, there's only one signature, and that's Nathan Edmonds' signature. Oh, y'all look. Man, there's so much shit that I'm seeing here. They said that their marriage was annulled 3 days later. Well, it was married on the 31st. 3 days later from the 31st would have been it would have, we looked it up on the calendar. It would have been like on a Saturday. We know ain't no court official office. No court official office is open on no Saturday. Ready Red say that marriage license looks nothing like mine's. Oh man. I mean, there's so many questions here. And if they were married, now listen to this, you all. We want to understand this. If they were married on August the 31st, if they were married on August the 31st, just saying, if they was married on August the 31st, it says, Smith's story goes, Aaliyah returned home to her family in Detroit the day after the wedding and told them what had happened. Her family took charge of the situation, and on September 29, 1994, the marriage was annulled. How September 29th? That don't sound like 3 days later. And how could you annul something 3 days later if the date, the return date is September the 6th, 1994? I mean, it's questions. Theresa McGee say I am. Well, do your witness date, is your witness date by the clerk, the county clerk on your certificate? Do your witness date on your the witness of the county clerk date on your certificate, is it the same as your wedding date, or is it the day before your wedding date? Let me see what my girl question is right quick. Hold on. Let me take this off, man, and continue to listen to Demetrius, man. Let's continue to listen to Demetrius. Go, what's up, T? I don't bullshit around, man. One thing about it, I don't bullshit around. I do, man. I swear, sometimes I can't sleep because I do be trying to find information, man. I be trying to find information that I think will help us, get some type of understanding.
So the only thing that you're saying that your role was just, you were just there when she got the fake ID, or the real ID, but the fake, whatever, however we're going to describe the ID.
I took them to a place where she got an ID that got her a marriage license.
Okay, but you didn't forge the marriage license documents.
No.
That was all Aaliyah and him who put.
Yes, their signatures. Yes, their
Okay.
signatures.
Okay, so now I get what. Okay, so a lot of people, and I know that you don't want to stay on this long, and we'll move past this. But a lot of people.
There's something else I ain't see. We got a supporter that said, "Why do it say void in the background?" Oh yeah, I seen it. It said void in the background. It's a picture that got like multiple certificates on there. Like 4 different types of certificates on there. I saw one that had a thing that had like 4 different licenses.
They blame R.Kelly for the role that he had in this, and they also blame the people who helped assist his behavior, taking him to go to places to help him get this license or whatever. Do you feel like you are just as accountable as R.Kelly in that situation?
I feel like I'm the main fault. I feel like all this is my fault.
54 countries are here.
With it every day. And I apologize, and I prayed on it, and it's something that is rocked my world in a way of I'm sorry, and I just what else can I do? It's done. I did not. I was younger myself, and I was numb. I was numb when it first happened. I was numb, and I didn't think. Robert worked you like a dog when you're out there working with him, and I was his tour manager and personal assistant. I didn't get rest. So I was working. I probably had been up for 3-4 days when he told me when I was walking him to the stage, and he told me what he told me. He said, "Man, we got to get back to Chicago." And I wanted to call Aaliyah's uncle. I wanted to call Barry, and that's what I should have did.
So you got to make this make sense. Y'all heard it. He said when we was going on stage, and Robert said that we got to get back to Chicago. He said when we were going on stage, and Robert told him we got to get back to Chicago. But why do it say here that Kelly and Aaliyah flew to Chicago, where Smith say he bribed an official to obtain false documents showing that Aaliyah was 18? Let me see some. All right, let me get this off.
But I had been with Robert for 7 years, and I just met Barry and Aaliyah. And so I wanted to hear what he had to say before I made a call. And then when
So
we got to
loyalty basically was with R.Kelly.
That is rocked my world in a way of I'm sorry, and I just what else can I do? It's done. I did not. I was younger myself, and I was numb. I was numb when it first happened. I was numb, and I didn't think. Robert worked you like a dog when you're out there working with him, and I was his tour manager and personal assistant. I didn't get rest. So I was working. I probably had been up for 3-4 days when he told me when I was walking him to the stage, and he told me what he told me. He said, "Man, we got to get back to Chicago." And I wanted to call Aaliyah's uncle. I wanted to call Barry, and that's what I should have did. But I had been with Robert for 7 years, and I just met Barry and Aaliyah. And so I wanted to hear what he had to say before I made a call. And then when we got to
loyalty basically was with R.Kelly at that time.
Yes, yes. And then not to take sides, because wrong was wrong.
that was the wrong thing. That was the wrong decision I made. I should have called Barry. I mean, I knew Aaliyah's mama and daddy, and I knew Jomo, but I should have called Barry because who was at the head of the where we were at, and I didn't, and I didn't believe that they would go through this, and I did fight them verbally to not do this, but all right, man, I tried. Come on, and I was numb, and after that, I didn't like.
How did you fight for them not to do something when you say that you was the one made it possible for them to do it?
I didn't like any of them anymore because I even belittled myself. I went up out of my character. I consider myself not a bad dude, but I stood for morals. My mama raised me with morals, and to stand in that seat at that time and to not make the right decision, it hurts my soul. You see, and I live with that, and I'm sorry for that. And Aaliyah, and then when it comes to Aaliyah, and Aaliyah was a child.
Right.
So Aaliyah was not responsible for anything. When people blame Aaliyah and say bad things about Aaliyah, it's sad because she was not at fault of that. And she was a young girl that fell for a charming guy, and he deceived her, and he deceived us all at that time. Her mom, they were there all the time. But you can't watch a child all the time and everywhere they go. And when you trust somebody, you lack down a little bit, and they trusted us. And
how much of a contradictory you are to say that they were there all the time, but you can't watch everything. Man, get the fuck out of here. Dude, you're a fucking criminal. The fuck? You talking all this sideways ass shit. You lied, bro. You the reason why that you created this fake ass story, all because you were mad in your fucking feelings that R. Kelly wasn't talking to you and didn't want nothing to do with your ass. So you created this fake ass story in your head while you were sitting in prison, and then you came out and you sold this bullshit ass story, just like you sold that bullshit ass book, lying on this man, trying to destroy this man's career, man. You a fucking pathetic ass old man. That's what you fuck you is. And I normally don't go in like that, but man, this dude right here is the type of motherfucker should nobody want to be around. You sat here talking about how you stole money from this man. You talked about how this man was getting stipends while y'all was on tour and you wasn't getting nothing. And if he didn't give you something, you was gonna hit him upside his head. Somebody was gonna have a headache. Come on, man. You was a vindictive ass dude, bro. R. Kelly shouldn't have been nowhere near your ass, man. You was a career criminal. Then you sit here trying to talk about yourself like you was a fucking scholar. Yeah, you was a scholar to the goddamn prison system. You was a fucking criminal, dude. All this bullshit you sitting here lying. You got stab 8 different stories. And if this was the government is running around here relying on this fucking dude right here to validate they bullshit ass allegations as far as Aaliyah go, man, this shit is weak on his face. It's weak on his face. The man fired you. You still using credit cards that was attached to his goddamn bank accounts. Come on, man. You the same motherfucker who say, I the one who told Tiffany to go to Susan after you fathered a child by Tiffany Hawkins. Your damn self. You want to sit here and talk about R. Kelly and what R. Kelly was doing when you the one was out here really goddamn fucking these young girls. But then you blaming Robert. You having sex with these young girls, getting them pregnant, and then you having them go sue R. Kelly to get money. Man, Man, I hate to have to cut this line short, but this shit right here is pathetic, man. It's pathetic. And when we look at people like this dude right here, you see on the stream, Demetrius Smith, man, this man know he lying. This man know he made up all of this shit about this goddamn marriage and everything, bro. And for him to sit there with a straight face and for the government to run around with this bullshit ass story from him, it's sad, bro. It's sad, man. I'm done with this shit for the day, man. I'm done with this shit for the day.
Bye. Hello.
What's going on, Audrey?
Not much. Just chilling.
You,
I just wanted to
hey,
add,
hold on right quick. Hold on, because me and you need to have a conversation. I need an apology from you. I can't believe you said I was Oko.
Okay, first off, we talked through text. That was a text message. And you were saying that he has been with underage women with no proof.
Who said that? When
You
have I
said
ever
it.
said it?
Spit and Fire said it. Skylife has said it. And they keep saying it.
I asked you, when have I ever said Mr. Kelly been with an underage
You were
woman?
on the live, you and
You
Levi
lying.
were on the live. Read the text.
Are lying.
Read the text.
I
still have the text. You want me to read the text?
Put it up. Put it up.
I don't know how to do that.
What I wrote.
But all I wanted to do was make a comment. The only reason I'm on here is because your platform is big enough and people are listening and watching. So, and I have kept saying this. Why would Judge Ann Denley, the prosecution, his plaintiff mole attorneys, even allow this into evidence? They know as well as we know. They know more than what we know regarding this marriage license. So if they would do this, allow fabricated evidence, if you can call it evidence, into the trial. So if they would allow this, what else would they allow? So that's what we need to be pushing. What else did you guys allow? All of the lies? Clearly.
I'm honestly trying to listen to you, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I know one thing I haven't done, and I know one thing I haven't said, that this man slept with underage girls. Now, it's a whole difference in somebody saying that this man did this than saying if someone presented a false identification that misled someone about their age and they so happen to dealt with that person. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that, hey, he slept with an underage girl.
That, Vi.
But I don't care about the proof. But when you say that Vi is Oko, Big Vi is Oko, and I've
given you evidence, and I said, Vi, don't say that.
It ain't because of what you gave me, Andre. Guess what? If you ever seen me with Oko in an Oko chat, you got Oko people who would attest to you that
Nick at Night is Oko. She allowed him to say, if you had continued to play the video and the other subsequent videos, sometimes he says there is no signature.
I'm not worried about Nick that Night. I'm talking about the interview. You're not going to come on this platform and tell me to fucking listen. You on my platform, you listen. That's the point. You run your fucking mouth too much and you don't fucking listen. The fuck wrong with you? I've been at this shit for 5 fucking years. I ain't never fuck with Oko. And if someone is conducting a fucking interview, how the fuck can you say they for Oko? It's this man. It's what's important is not what the fuck Nick at Night saying. The fucking message is what Demetrius Smith saying. So who the fuck? I don't give a fuck about Nick at Night. I appreciate her content, but I don't care about what she's saying. I'm listening to hear what Demetrius Smith said. Nick at Night ain't in R.kelly case. Demetrius Smith is. This is why you have a problem on everybody's fucking platform, because you go and you run your fucking mouth.
I don't have
the fuck out of here. What's up, J-Rock?
Should I come back? Did I come back at a bad time?
Nah, you good.
I'm just asking. Just wanted to know.
One thing I don't do, and I respect Old Cole for respecting the fact that I don't fuck with them. So when somebody sit out here, you gonna say I fuck with O-Code, then you gonna come and hit a link to get on my panel? You gotta be stupid than a motherfucker. You need to be evaluated.
Well, let's see. I don't know how much time you got, but I'm gonna say this. When you ran that whole interview, man, I was like, Demetrius Smith has lied so fucking much. I don't even know where to start. That's how much he's lied. I mean, he brought up one point, he said he was in the car and people were following him to get R. Kelly and Aaliyah ID, but then you turn around and say, well, Rob was on stage and was telling me we need to get back to Chicago. That's number one. And number two, and you know where I'm about to go, they said, well, R. Kelly and Aaliyah flew into Chicago to get married. How the hell that's going to happen when R. Kelly was on tour in Lafayette, when he was on tour about to go to Lafayette, and Aaliyah was in Detroit? How did they fly in together?
Right.
There's no way possible. And then, but going back to the biggest lie he told was when he said, well, that's why we went back, because he told me we need to go back to Chicago. You said that the reason R. Kelly went back to Chicago is because of what he told you when he was on stage. Demetrius Smith never once mentioned the incident that happened in Lafayette, Louisiana, when R. Kelly was on tour. He never brought it up, not one time. Because if he were to bring it up, that means R. Kelly went back to Chicago for a whole different reason, and it has nothing to do with the shit you said.
Right. That means he would have been in Lafayette with R. Kelly, since he say R. Kelly was about to go on stage and he told him that we got to get back to Chicago. Now,
Yeah, right.
You got proof that they were in fucking Lafayette playing basketball and got into an altercation.
Right. And then on top of that, he can't even say that R. Kelly was on stage in Lafayette because he flew out before the time he had to go up on stage anyway. Plus, there was a warrant. So he couldn't even take the stage in Lafayette to do that show until that warrant got addressed first. So he was gone for a couple of days, went back down to Lafayette later to do that show. And obviously, you brought up the point with the marriage certificate. You said dated August 31st. August 31st, 1994 was a Wednesday. 3 days later is on a Saturday. You can't annul a marriage on the weekend.
At all.
And you brought that point up.
Man, this girl got me so fucking hot, bro. You gotta have some fucking nuts the size of the goddamn world to call me O-Cove and then come and hit my fucking panel like I wasn't gonna get your ass straight. Nah, man, you got it, man. She banned from this motherfucker. She can never. She need to go get her own platform. Run around in this motherfucker like Inspector Gadget with all these motherfucking conspiracy theories.
Damn, she got you 38 hot. And see what kills me once again with Demetrius Smith. How can you gonna tell Nick at night and say, well, it was a fake ID, but it was a real one?
Real ID.
What kind of ID you got? Talking about, well, it was a fake ID, but it was a real ID.
I'll just say Nick at night, O-Code. Boy, this shit crazy. And this woman just conducting an interview, man. Man, look here, man.
I'm still tripping out the fact when you said pay attention to Demetrius when she asked him about the Aaliyah situation, and he up there breathing. Oh yeah, he was breathing hard, going.
He didn't want to talk to that shit. He didn't want to talk about that.
And you notice how long it took him to answer when he was breathing, because he was trying to get his words right, because he knew if he said anything out of whack, it was going to blow up in his face. Because he already kind of did, because Nick and Knight even called him on it. She's like, well, I understand you don't really want to address it, but we got to ask you what happened.
Part right there. That part right there, Sakita. R.Kelly don't even like to fly. He got tour bus. He go everywhere. Anywhere in the United States he traveling, He traveling on a tour bus.
Right. But he actually had to fly back this time because of that situation in Lafayette because it escalated. So he couldn't just roll back on the bus going back to
because all of his people were still down there when he left.
And then he had to get back down there really quick because he had to go to court. See, man, I would then if I was able to see Demetrius Smith, I would ask him, why you never brought up that incident that happened in Lafayette, bro? You talk about all this interview, you talk about all this stuff that happened, but you seem to leave that out. Why would you not bring it up? And I know you probably say, well, you know, that was irrelevant at the time. That really didn't have anything to do with it. Dude, that was the only reason. That was the only reason his tour stopped.
Yeah, man, but we know we can look at all of this information that we have, right? We can look at all of the information that we have gathered today and say that if it was, in fact, a possibility of a marriage actually happening, there is, and if it was, in fact, an annulment, it's proof that we also heard this from, you remember Q told us about this. Anytime you petition, anytime you motion the court to move, there's going to be a docket number.
Right.
And it say, will be seen, the marriage will be seen as invalid once the annulment is granted by the court. And an annulment will still leave a paper trail since court filings are public record. So if R. Kelly, in fact, did get an annulment with Aaliyah, there still would be some type of evidence to show that something did take place.
There would have been a docket number, case number, something that could be researched because he just said two key words that you said in that in that little clip: paper trail.
What's going on, Up?
That would explain everything.
Blessings to you, nephew. I'm at work, so I'm gonna be listening in and out. I just want to say, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for what you did. 1,000 behind you. I'm proud of you for what you did. We'll let that breathe. What up, Mr. Timeline, J Rock, everybody in the chat family, man. Blessings to y'all.
What up, Muse?
What up, Jeff? Jeff just came in this thing. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, up, man, say, man, I couldn't. I was driving home. I couldn't get to the crib fast enough, man. When I heard Vita went to Oak Cold, man.
Man, what up, Jeff?
I tried to let the shit go, man. She said that shit over a month ago. But the fact that you got the nerve to hit the link on my channel and think you gonna come in this motherfucker, I'm like R. Kelly, goddamn. You come in my house, I got ground rules.
Yeah, I mean, certain shit, man, you can't even let it get you mad. You just gotta laugh at it. It's so ridiculous, man. You know.
No, I know. But you know, I can laugh. But when you come in my house, you're not gonna come in my face. You can disrespect me from across the road. It's traffic going. I ain't finna come try to cross traffic to come slap the fire out your ass. But you ain't finna come in my face and disrespect me. But her coming to my platform and hitting that link is like coming in my face being disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like coming in your house and putting your feet on somebody's couch, you know?
Dirt ass feet, house so nasty. You gotta clean your feet going out the door.
Nah, Jeff, not the Rick James analogy, Jeff. Not that, bro. Not Rick. Not fuck your couch, Rick. No, man. No,
yeah,
she bounce her ass around on somebody else's platform. All these conspiracy theories she making, she need to go work for the motherfucking UFO department somewhere because I'm getting tired of that shit.
Man.
I've been fed up with it.
Yeah, and you know what? I've seen her on different platforms, and I actually like a lot of things that she has to say. you know, but you know, that's just ridiculous right there. Like, them people come over here. Now, I will engage with them on other platforms, but I know for a fact they do not have a welcome over here. and they know it. Like Von said, they respect that. So for that to be Oko, that's just ridiculous, man. I wouldn't even put nothing like that in the atmosphere. But
Yeah,
man, what's going on, my brothers? How y'all feeling this evening?
Hey, y'all hold it down right quick. Derek just came here. Y'all hold it down right quick, and I gotta step away from the screen right fast.
yeah. When she came on Derek the other night, I tried to be cordial and all of that, and she went left. I had to leave it. I had to leave it. Next time she came on, I had to leave. I couldn't stand there.
Yeah.
Man, look, let me tell y'all. But man, what's going on with you, Jeff?
Yeah. You know, I know y'all was touching on the Aaliyah thing, and it's crazy because I was talking to my sister Shamika earlier about it, and we were talking about the actual charges as far as, you know, how did they, you know, marrying a minor would be the obvious, you know, more serious crime, but they just want to charge him with a bribery. Why? You have to ask yourself, why is that? Because if they have to charge him with the actual marrying of a minor, a lot of stuff was going to start to be revealed, how fraudulent it was, and all the different missing pieces. Then you're going to have to reveal who got the ID. You're going to have to really, you know what I'm saying, substantiate the ceremony.
Right. And see, here's the deal, man. Demetrius Smith, this Negro, he told so many damn lies. I don't even know where to fucking start. I mean, golly. He jumps up and says, well, I was in a car, I was driving them, and people were following me, and we were going to downtown, get an ID. But then you turn around and say, R.kelly was on tour on stage, and he told me that we need to go back to Chicago. So I'm like, how the hell are you going to be, first of all, number one, how the hell are you going to be at two places at once?
Right.
And the other part, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like you nailed the timeline to the T. So it's, I was just saying, if you think about it, like who's gonna stop in the middle of a tour, go get married, you know what I'm saying, and come right back to on the other side of the country? It's just ridiculous. It's like, hey, you telling me that, okay, we need which is crazy to begin with. This girl pregnant, I need to marry her so she'll be quiet about it or whatever. Man, can't y'all just wait a couple weeks till I get back to Chicago or whenever? You know what I'm saying? I got to leave right now and then do all this. Come on, man, that's just crazy.
And see, and here's the crazy part about the whole thing, Jeff. He brings us all saying R.kelly came up to him and said, well, you need to go back to Chicago ASAP because this, that, and the third. But he never mentions the incident that happened in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Right.
See, that's the real reason why R.kelly stopped his tour. Because when he was down there in Lafayette, he got in that fight at Red's Health Club and had to leave and go back to Chicago because it was a felony assault charge. And then there was because you know there was a warrant issued.
Mm-hmm.
So now that stopped his tour. So he's going to have to go back down to court.
Well, yeah, his entourage did. Yeah.
Right. Because his entourage, because he was involved, because his entourage was involved in that fight. He had to go back to Chicago, had to meet with his lawyer. Why you think people say, well, Demetrius Smith said, well, you know, Rob didn't have anything to do with the bribery. No shit, because he went back up to Chicago to meet with his attorney because he was already dealing with a separate legal issue. So why in the hell would he fly back to Chicago to all of a sudden be part of another legal issue when he's already got a felony assault charge on tour and he got to go back down to court in Lafayette to deal with that shit?
Right.
To even take, and then he had to dress it to even before he even took the stage at the Lafayette show.
It's just a brother Crux. That people are so, their mind is so gone that They just want him to be guilty. And I believe it's just beyond him as an individual. That's why I always stress about people becoming aware of their situation and admit that, yeah, that I'm still dealing with that these many years, and I may need to go sit down and get some help to help me navigate through this. Because you know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, then you one of these people like who got booted out of here. You know what I mean? You roam around through life, and everywhere you touch is chaotic, it's drama, confusion. You know what I mean? Causing havoc because you're not healed from within. So that person has to be guilty because in a twisted kind of way, Brother Clutch, and I yield back on this. In a twisted kind of way, it helps them sort of handle their messed up condition from within. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's why they have to hold on to something that even though it may not be no evidence of it, because I'm not healed and I'm broken and I don't want to be healed because I want the attention that it brings. Then when I hear that, I got to jump the gate and run with it. I'm not going to do no research because if I do that and I find the truth out, then I no longer get the attention that I once got. So I never want to be healed. I just want the attention that it gives. If that makes sense, chat family. I yield back.
And see, here's the thing. MTV thought they were slick. You see, MTV was the only one that ever have an article about that incident that happened. Now they're the only ones. Now, think about this. If you have a celebrity with the caliber of R. Kelly in your town, and you have an incident like that happened, why is it that there's nothing from the local media in Lafayette, Louisiana about this article, be it about this incident, be it radio, TV, or print? The only information that came out was due to MTV. Why would they be the only credible journalistic source about it? Plus, they turn around and say, well, we'll go ahead, we'll put in the date that it happened in July of '96, which was bullshit. Because here's why that's bullshit. Because if it happened July of 1996, it would have happened on his Top Secret tour. The Top Secret tour, which promoted his third album, which on the tour had LL, Escape was on that. Those two were on that tour. The 12 Play tour was at a different time. It was in the later part of the summer of '94.
Yeah, and I think.
No, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I just want to add this to let you continue. The reason why they didn't hit him with the more obvious, serious charge is for the very thing that you're, laying the timeline that you're laying out now. They would have to get around all these different dates, and that's what they did. They just wanted to focus in on the bribery to bring Aaliyah in to show this false pattern of behavior from all the way back from 19 whatever to present day.
Right.
That's it. That's the only reason they put that bribery charge in there, because they cannot prove that fake ass marriage. Otherwise, they would have charged it, because they'd have charged them with everything else.
Right. And if it was justice, I still say if justice is what they was after, then why did Kim Fox drop those people cases?
Oh, we know why.
Regardless if he been sentenced to 30 years and 20 years in Chicago, why did you drop these women cases if he assaulted these women?
Now, I kind of believe the reason why she did it was those were state charges, right? Those weren't federal, those were state. So if they were state charges, I do believe that trial would have been televised. And that trial was going to be shown. And I don't think Kim Fox wanted to take the chance of dragging her office out there, pursuing this, and she's proven wrong and got her office looking stupid.
Right.
She didn't want to take that chance because she know that it's a strong possibility that trial for those charges was going to be televised, and then it was going to be a domino effect. And it was going to bring up questions about everything else that happened.
There you go. That hit different when, oh, we gotta be televised. They gotta hear us live, trying to substantiate all these different lies. Oh no, we'll drop it. They got them in the feds, but y'all any other time it was overkill, hang them, lynch them. But y'all gonna drop some charges because of what now? Because y'all care about overkill and all it. Y'all didn't care about that when y'all charged this man in 2 different jurisdictions at the same time, simultaneously.
Absolutely not. They damn sure didn't. Yeah, you're right. They damn sure didn't.
To even get to, in order for him to even get to marry Andrea, if he did marry Aaliyah and he did get an annulment, he still would have to present proof that he's no longer in that marriage. He would have to present a decree, a divorce decree, a annulment, whatever. He would have to present something that's showing that he's no longer married in order to marry Drea. But
exactly.
I'm gonna keep saying this. The annulment is public record. Q Nundrum came on here and told us, he said it has to be a docket number. Anytime you motion the court to do anything, there has to be a docket number.
Where is it?
So if the government wanted to prove that this actually happened, they are able to prove that an annulment took place. But then you got to make it make sense. If they got married in Chicago, how could you get it annulled in Detroit?
Exactly.
Yep. So the bottom line is this. The fact of the matter is that the government, the black community intact, I had to put it as a whole, for the most part, the black community has been riding with a narrative that has been an absolute lie for 30 years. This man has had a lie that has been hanging over his head for 30 years.
That's serious. When you really think about the gravity of what you just said, and you know, it's you can get a lot of things back in this life, but one thing you cannot get back is your time. You can lose money, get it back. You can lose property, get it back. Only thing you can't get back is people and time. You know, you lose a loved one, you can never get them back. But when you know what I'm saying, lose your time, and you talking about years, and we only have so much time on this earth, and people are putting defamation on you and playing in your face in a what should be called the criminal justice, you know, quote unquote system, and they steal that time away from you based on lies and inconsistencies. That's a serious thing, because you can't never get that time back. That's why every day somebody getting out of jail because they were falsely accused, and then 30 years later, and they want to give you whatever X amount of dollars. That money could never compensate for that time that you lost.
Right. That's right.
So we have to be very, very careful when we take time and we away from somebody in the courtroom, and it's not right. You know, it's not just, because if they could do that to him today, then we don't stand a chance tomorrow.
Right. I've been saying that from the beginning. It can happen to anyone. This is just these incidents with Mr. Cosby and the other one. This was just a test run. It's a test run. You know what I mean? And if someone watching and listening, however however you feel about Mr. Kelly, if you don't think that can come knocking at your door, then you're in danger. Because all you got to do is look at history.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Hey,
it.
brother Moves, I got to. How serious is to bear false witness on our neighbor?
Ooh, man. Oh man, that's a break of law of God, man. You got to face God for that.
I don't think people realize how serious
Yeah,
that infraction is.
yeah.
To bear false witness, like the young lady came on here and said Vi was a part of an organization that we all know he's not. You have to be very careful when you bear false witness on somebody.
It's on the
Just
same
putting that in
level.
the atmosphere is serious. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's on the same level of thou shalt not kill.
Man, it's right there. We have to be
And
more responsible with our wording, with the things that we say and we put into the universe.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna give you one better. I'm gonna go better on that same wavelength. It's also a command that we honor our father and our mother, that our
Oh
days
man.
may that our days may be long. People say, "Well, I had an issue with my mom. I had an issue with my father, and I ain't grew up with my father." Da 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 da. This, or sometimes my mom must be tripping. Oh man, he ain't really been in my life. I hear all of that, and there's some situations you might have to go to counseling, some therapy. You might have to heal. Got all of that, but God said He will shorten your lifespan if you dishonor your mother and your father.
Mm.
That's what that means. If you dishonor your parents, that means you don't have to agree with them. You can agree to be disagree and be respectful. You know what I mean, and just love at a distance. But if you dishonor them, God
Mm.
said He will shorten your lifespan. He will stand back and take His protection off of your life and allow the enemy to touch your life.
Say that. Say that.
Because we always think about the loving Father that our Heavenly Father is, but we don't understand that God is also a God of justice. That's why He said, "Revengeance is His. He will repay," because He can only see in the heart of a soul what's going on. We judge on the surface or about popularity, or about person's reputation or their status. God don't look at it like that. He sees the intent of their heart. Remember what Ply said in that first album, Real Testament. If a person's heart is not right, ain't no telling what they'll do.
Mm.
That Real Testament album. So,
Yeah,
it is. There it is.
it is. I mean, we got 30 years of allegations, lies, conjecture, innuendo. Not to say that this man is nobody is beyond guilt. I mean, we all are born
Right.
within sin. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Our very nature is corrupt. That's why we have to be renewed. You know what I mean? And you have, and it's so easy to get into wrong, and to think wrong and be selfish, because that's the intent of your heart, how you were born in this world. So
Mm.
now you have to learn the principles of God to fight against that. Otherwise, that nature, that fallen nature, that'll take off and ruin and run the rest of your life.
Mm.
You got to learn and feed on the wisdom and knowledge of God in order to walk you through this sin cursed world. Because you got to realize it's just not good in the world. It's some good and decent in the world, but it's also bad in the world.
Absolutely.
You got some wicked, evil people who have exercised their free will and power of choice to just get a soul over to that. And these are your human counterparts. And then you put them individuals in law enforcement. You put them in judges and politicians. You make them senators. You make them House of Representatives. You make them part of the legislative and judicial system. Wow,
Wow. Hey,
that's serious. That is. I yield back. I yield back to you, bro.
I just found out that right here in Chicago, the mayor I forget his name, Brand or whatever, but
Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson, yeah, the brother is supposed to be responsible for spending over $1 billion to take care of the migrants here just in Chicago.
Yeah,
Like he's under attack for that.
Yeah, they've been talking about that recently on the news. We've just been seeing that. Yep.
That's
Years ago,
insane.
a few years ago, I was watching the news in the break room when I was working in another location, and I think it was on the local Channel 9 news or maybe 7, and they was rating the corrupt cities uh, across the road, and they say Chicago, Illinois, was rated one of the most corrupted states in the nation. In the nation.
I believe it.
Now you look over there in New York, and it's the same thing with New York. Why did that trial happen in New York and happen in Chicago where he got that 30 piece, that 20 piece with another one, that 51 years that they was trying to give him for that first case that they didn't get. So they, from that date all the way up to 2015, 16, 17, 18, something like that, they had been strategized and plotting. Then when social media took off the way it did, they utilized that strategically. They paid attention to everything that he said in his lyrics. They paid attention to everything that he said in interviews. They used that and twisted that. They took the daily routine that a celebrity has of that statue, that human being they know cannot take care of all of their business affairs being an artist, especially at that caliber by themselves. So they're going to need some assistance, some help. They took the regular everyday thing and they flipped it and twisted and finessed it and made it illegal. So anyone who was disgruntled, who was upset that their lick was gone, they wasn't coming off no bad from Mr. Kelly anymore, and they was in their feelings and they was already career criminal. First of all, we're gonna give y'all all immunity. So even if you get tripped up on the stand by the defense, you already covered. Don't even worry about it. We just need you. We just need a human body. We don't care if you just get off script or what. We just need a voice. We got to try to keep flooding the jury. We got to overwhelm them. We got to do everything. Keep on. And then we got a judge that's already in our pocket. So we good. Correct. Y'all just said.
Oh yeah. What up, little Matt?
What up, little Matt?
Yeah, I know y'all. I'm not sure how long y'all have been listening, but earlier on in the live, we talked about Nathan Edmond, the officiator, the minister that who allegedly performed this ceremony. This man said he didn't know who R. Kelly was. He said he didn't know who Aaliyah was. He said he had never seen them. He said he didn't know there was no celebrities. He said he got to this hotel and the room door opened, and there was R. Kelly and Aaliyah. If you didn't know who they was or you never seen them before, when the door opened, how did you know that there was R. Kelly and Aaliyah? Then he said that Aaliyah, the woman, she had her hair covered half of her face to where he couldn't, she wasn't recognizable. So if you didn't know these people beforehand and two people just walk out of the door, how could you just assume that it was Mr. Kelly and Aaliyah?
Right. And to piggyback on that point, he said that he knew it was Aaliyah when Aaliyah had one side of her hair over her face, when she didn't start wearing that hairstyle until she wound up linking up with Timbo and Missy. Because when her album dropped in '96, that's when she started rocking that style later on with Timberland and Missy.
See what I'm saying? You see how they take shit, and if you not a person who know, or if you're not a person who willing to go out and vet information, then you will listen to something like that and assume that what this man is saying is true. You got Demetrius Smith saying that he bribed an official at a welfare office to get a welfare ID, but the ID had no age on it. Then turn around and say, well, then he bribed an official to get the license, but he didn't force the signature. But then you say you brought Aaliyah to get the ID. I mean, every element of this supposedly marriage, Demetrius Smith is a part of it.
Right.
Then you say the purpose of the marriage was Robert told you that y'all needed to get back to Chicago because, of a situation. But why would R. Kelly commit another crime to cover up a crime? The shit don't make sense.
That's crazy.
They want us to believe that R. Kelly is so stupid, pause, that he will go out and commit another crime on top of a crime. You have to make this shit make sense. When do logic step into play?
Right.
And why, if I'm going to go through the struggle, go through the loopholes of getting you a false identification that says that you 18 years old, why would I marry you for you to have the abortion when you could just use the ID to have the abortion?
Right.
You just gotta make this shit make sense. So I had to Google. I had to ask Google, what is considered a government? Because right here it tells you here in the state of Illinois, you say you got to have a valid identification with proof of age. So if you got to have a valid identification with proof of age, then how could he go get a welfare ID that don't show no age? How could he use it?
Right.
What is a real ID? A driver's license, a government issued ID, a military ID, a certificate of naturalization, or previously issued passport. Those are the only form of IDs. So for the lady that testified during trial, who said that it's up to the clerk to say what's enough identification for a marriage license, that's a lie. That's a lie. You gotta have credit. You gotta have credible identification. Not no fucking welfare ID. What the fuck is a welfare ID? I Google it. I tried to find pictures of welfare IDs from back in 1994. I couldn't find shit. But this is what the government contend they want us to believe. Then we debunking the identification part of it, because you got Demetrius Smith who says one identification didn't have an age, the other one did have an age. One of the reasons was the abortion, the other reason was for the marriage. How can we believe anything that this man say when his story is not consistent, not one time? From one story to the next story, it's steady moving, it's steady changing. Then they say, well, they got an annulment. They got an annulment. Well, then how can you get an annulment? Well, even if you got an annulment, that's another you telling on yourself again. So I'm gonna marry this person illegally, then I'm gonna go and get an annulment, which I'm gonna tell on myself again. I guess Mr. Kelly, the only one who didn't have common sense. What's up, little Mac? Come on in right quick, man.
My bad. What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
What's up, Uncle Muse? J-Rock, my big bro Jeff, Derek, Provoked Thoughts, a big vibe, you know what I'm saying? I've been, you know what I'm saying, sitting back, you know what I'm saying, listening to y'all guys' lives, and I ain't been getting on the live screen a lot lately. I just said to myself, I was telling Jeff that I'm just going to sit back and listen and observe all the information. And because I feel like you get more information if you just sit back and watch it live and go through it and then come back and then come back on later on and give your analysis on everything. But I just want to say first and foremost, when it comes to the oral argument of the day, Jennifer did an outstanding job, and to me, the government, you know what I'm saying, it was she was stumbling over her words. She couldn't get her point across, and I feel like she just dribbled up a whole bunch of lies in there. For one, she lied when it came to Diane Copeland and Anthony Farrell's testimony. They did not testify that they see any underage girls, you know what I'm saying, around. All the women was of age. And then not only that, when it comes to the sexual exposure, the transcripts say that the alleged sex act happened in Florida, but then you got one saying in California, but we all know that everything with the stuff happened in California with the test men know that the mother facilitated all that. And goes to show that the government did not have none of their ducks in a row. And the people was like, well, why the judge keep cutting Jennifer off? And why she can't say what she want to say? Jennifer, the reason to me they was doing Jennifer like that because Jennifer had a great argument, and they was testing Jennifer, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to see what she was gonna fold and what she was saying, and she didn't fold not one time. See, the reason they didn't ask the prosecutors anything because it wasn't nothing to ask. They didn't have no argument just like they did in the trial. They didn't have no like law based argument. All they was doing was playing the Me Too victim role. Well, Jane did this and Jane did that and Juice did that and Juice did that. They was, you know what I'm saying, crying wolf. And then to touch on I see they were talking about one of the accusers was Stephanie. One of them, they said they testified that Mr. Kelly did some 2 days after Aaliyah. So how the hell do you mean tell me this man was in Orlando, Florida, Chicago, and J Rock said Lafayette, Louisiana? How he in all these places within a 2 or 3 time frame? How he married Aaliyah, then do this with this young lady in Orlando, Florida, then come back to Chicago, then go back to Lafayette, Louisiana? Like the government was making up a whole bunch of lies, and to sum it all up, and I'm gonna be quiet. The government used career criminals to bring this man, and Mr. Kelly ain't whatsoever have a traffic ticket. They got this man in here based on the lie that Jane, the number 5 in New York said, and her mama, and what's his name, Angelo, got a bad career criminal sheet that's a mile long. You got Lisa Van Allen, that's a known liar and extortionist. You got Charles Freeman. All these people got immunity. You even got the landfill young lady. She had got immunity for some reason with something that she did. You got the main person y'all was just talking about, Demetrius Smith, who he was allegedly sleeping with underage girls and locking them up in closets, tying them up with socks. All these people in jail, got Mr. Kelly in jail. He ain't got what's a traffic ticket, and all these people got a career. You know what I'm saying? Career criminals in that background. Like they like that's ridiculous, man. That's beyond ridiculous. I yell back.
Good points. Good points.
What up, Provoke? You just got in here. What up with it, brother Derek?
Oh man, what's going down, man? Shit, I tried to join while I was in the car, but my phone went it said reconsider. So that's why it took me so long, bro. But I promise you, man, when it comes to this, Aaliyah marriage, the thing they hang their hat on now. I've been doing a little something different, man. I've been driving Uber, so I've been checking people's temperature on a lot of shit. And people really, will throw Aaliyah up. Like, yeah, he married Aaliyah, right? No. You know what I'm saying? And I asked them how they know. Because they said, we on the day says and all of that, man, and we ain't never gonna get nowhere on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like Lil Mac said, man, and I've been saying this, when you do an oral argument, that's exactly what it is. They're going to question you. They're going to see if you're going to stand on your box. For real, and they got the transcripts. They know good and damn well what was said about New York, well, Florida versus California when it comes to Azriel. They know. You know, Azriel was supposed to be the linchpin that held this thing together, but as you can see, you know, in recent photographs, she can't even hold herself together. So, you know, I mean, it's gonna be all right, man. We finna be good out here, man. We finna get our boy back, and we ain't gonna worry about it. Man, I sit up here and I watched Willie D live. He had Faison on. Anybody seen that?
Oh yeah, I seen that Faison, so he ain't believing that shit. Willie D was like he gonna get out because R. Kelly won no Rico. He even said it. He
Oh,
said
he already
he don't know. Yeah, I got a good feeling though. I got a good feeling about this argument. I don't know about y'all guys. I'm in good spirits about it.
You know what? Because, you know, regardless to that, you know, whatever people think might happen, man, this is a setup for the setup, man. Because truth be told, the appellate process is something else because you can introduce more shit. They got all the text messages and everything, and that's game changing shit, man.
Yep. What gave me hope when the guy said that one of the appellate judges said it's a lot. That's a lot wrong in this case.
It's a lot of
And then
issues.
you get yeah, it's just a lot of issues in this case. And I heard people keep talking about why she didn't bring the uncharged acts and all that stuff up. She can't bring all that shit up. She ain't got number 10 minutes. Everything in the edit brief. What can she do? Like they were just, man, y'all all these dollars, man. They made me mad. I'm like, man, how y'all gonna stop this woman, man? And she the only one, man, that you know what I'm saying, did something, man. She did a lot of shit within the time frame that she came in, man. Like, man, I hate that for her, man. I hate to be in that woman's shoes, though, bro. Anybody can stand up and put on that fight. It damn near that's a good thing she's doing. So I win. She ain't God. She can't move mountains, man. But she gonna get it done within through God. Yeah, now people just need to chill, fall back, and let her do her job, man. She
Hey,
got
look,
this.
look, Matt, check this out, bro. What you saying and what Derek's saying, because of what Jennifer Bonjean has done, we know who Officer A is. After 5 years of wondering what, who, why, when, she was the only one that had the thought, let me put in the lawsuit so now they have to reveal who this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So if she didn't do anything else, which we know that's a lie, she did that. And that
She
right
got them
there,
court missions too. Them 10 missions to come forward. But y'all ain't
Listen,
doing
yeah.
them.
I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
the woman track record speaks for itself, man. Her track record
Absolutely.
speaks for itself, man. I can see if she had never gotten nobody out of jail. I mean, besides other than Bill Cosby, she have gotten hundreds of people out.
Man, bro, that's what she do. She got no not guilty tatted on her arm. She serious. She serious about
And
what
y'all
she
know what I
do.
like about her though, man. She relentless, man. Like when she was in there doing that oracle argument the other day, she wasn't standing down on that judge. She don't give a she was like, I don't give a what the judge saying. I'm gonna make my point. I'm gonna get my argument out. I don't care what you talking about. And the judge was like, well, is this the faces of the Rico? She was like, yes, I'm telling you what it is. She said the government been doing this stuff for so long and it ain't. I'm paraphrasing what she said, but this stuff she said it ain't right. She said some other guy he did some of the similar same things, and he didn't get charged with Rico. If that's the case, we're gonna have to start not charging people in the fraternities with Rico. Now, she wasn't standing down, bro. She was fighting for R.kelly in that courtroom. If anybody got something bad to say about y'all, down bad, bro. Cause that lady was in that fight for. I don't care what I heard. She was in that fight for R.kelly, boy.
Right. Because the
Mm-hmm.
judge, I mean, one thing I did say, I say, well, then if he trying to articulate, if he was trying to articulate what she was trying to say, all he had to do was let her talk. But he kept assuming, well, this is what she's trying to say. But she say, I'm not finna argue no goddamn jury instructions that have been the same since you all been charging Rico. But what I am going to challenge is the instructions from the government to find Mr. Kelly guilty, pretty much what they told the jury to do. Because
Right.
if the jury would have went based off the jury instruction, they wouldn't have found them guilty.
Right. And then not to mention that forced labor law. Well, she that shit right there, that was stupid.
Man, hey,
I mean, what a fucked up situation. What a situation you in when everybody in the courtroom that's got anything to do with the case besides your attorneys got their mind made up.
Let me tell you what another element to what happened with that with those jury instructions. If y'all recall, you know, in the beginning, you remember they had right before the trial or something like that was going down, they did remix to indictment and all of that. So they changed the wording.
It wasn't even the original indictment.
Yeah,
and they did that too in both cases, Chicago and New York.
Yep. In New York, though, it was at first the criminal enterprise that he was allegedly running knew about the criminal activity. That's what they were alleging in their original indictment. But once they got the trial, they switched it right before, and they said, well, they didn't have to know that it was criminal activity going on.
Because everybody kept on
It could have
telling them
just
they
been
didn't
an
know.
enterprise.
Hey, I got a question for y'all guys.
Right.
How the hell this man is a fucking Rico when he just got quit of a scorpion charge with 2 other co-defendants? That makes sense.
She mentioned that. Yeah, she mentioned that in her written arguments as well. She did
Right, because extortion is a huge part of RICO. It's humongous. And if there was no extortion on his behalf, or extortion, or bullying, or anything, he's not guilty. Like, I mean, damn, they act like that he was intimidating people. They said he wasn't doing that. So, if you ain't got no co-conspirators and you wasn't doing that, then how are you a RICO?
Right.
And then you got to look at it too. None of the prosecution, the witness, Diane Copeland, Anthony Navarro, and the other people said that one of those motherfucking minors was around. So Diane Copeland testified and said that, hey, I didn't book no flight for no underage girl. All the girls I see was of age. So why y'all even charge this man with this shit? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, you good? Go ahead, Derek. I didn't mean to cut you out.
As a matter of fact, just to expound on that, is proof in the text message that she never booked anything for anybody young, because Azriel lied. She lied to her to get a flight.
Diane wasn't the booking person for Azriel. It was fucking Cheryl.
Oh, Cheryl or whoever. I mean, but she was lying her ass off.
The thing was Anthony Navarro and the other guy, Nelson, whatever it was. They said that in order to get backstage, he couldn't recall, but he said the age had to be 18 or 21. But he said they had took Polaroid photos of everybody that come backstage along with their copies of their IDs and attached it to these NDAs as well. So the government just want to look past all of that procedure, but want us to believe that certain things took place the way that they want it to be. But I mean, all of us, we can agree that we are here to a common understanding that we just ain't going for the shit that they telling us took place.
Right on, man. It's craziness. And like I said, man, being riding around, man, and talking to people about this shit, man, there's some people that understand, man. People know R. Kelly got screwed, man. People know that 30 years is too much for anybody to do for what they accused him of. Anybody.
Misdemeanor charges. So you mean to tell me, why is prostitution illegal if the women are getting paid, if forced labor is getting head and don't give nothing?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So basically they saying that, hey, so if he had gave us some dough, it wasn't forced labor?
And then the person that represented the government came in and said some of the most dumbest stuff. She went in there and said in that oral argument that Diane Copeland took one of the accusers, test and then give it to her. If that's the case, you finna have so many damn HIPAA violations. Azrael and that other girl, Stephen, they finna get a malpractice lawsuit against that hospital downtown Chicago when they got that. That shit don't even make no sense. A doctor's not finna give you nobody's personal test results. And I can't believe she been up in that said that.
She said that though. She did say that.
But see, the indictment, the RICO is so ridiculous it's like saying like, all right, we on Big Vi channel right now. Big Vi opinion is a criminal enterprise, and we all are members of the enterprise, right? But we don't know. We oblivious to the fact that we are a part of a criminal enterprise. We think we just doing our jobs, keeping the enterprise rolling as a legit business. But the indictment is saying that these people that were a part of it didn't know that it was a criminal enterprise. The only person who knew is Big Bang, right? Now you see how ridiculous that sounds?
But
he out here, he out
check
here
this
on
out.
bullshit. Yep, go ahead.
If they didn't know that they were doing anything criminal, and if they do know, they never testified to doing anything that was illegal. If you think about it, go back and read their testimony. They didn't do nothing illegal to benefit Mr. Kelly, whether they know it or didn't know it. Now you're back.
Right.
Man,
I was telling people to head over. If y'all didn't watch Tracy, a view from Tracy Point, and she talk about she breaks down Jennifer written argument, briefs and everything, and she talks about the ineffective counsel, the uncharged acts, the forced labor, the transmission, all of this shit she talks about. And these people, man, how can you sit here and say that you were exposed to an STD that someone never tested positive for? But if you have it, and if these two women have tested positive for having an STD, sound like to me, them the motherfuckers exposing somebody. It's the other way around, not Kelly. It's them exposing him to it.
Exactly.
Man, I had to go and look up, man. Valtrex they use that shit for shingles. They use it for chicken pox. They use it for other shit outside of what they saying it was used for.
Right. He could have just had because he never tested positive for it. He was tested when they gave him a test, it came out negative,
A
and the
negative
doctor could
test.
have right, and the doctor could have prescribed him Valtrex. Cause like you said, Big Bang could have been for just a normal outbreak. It could have been for shingles. It could have been for chickenpox. Hell, it could have been for the mumps. We don't know what he had. Cause
Right.
they never proved that he had herpes. They only said these accusers had it, but I ain't never seen them put in no
Yeah.
evidence of them testing for it. And how the hell
Yeah.
you gonna tell me the government gonna allow and give these accusers $200,000 worth of how much ain't that much worth Valtrex in the world worth the medicine worth $200,000.
No,
That's
they gave
ridiculous
one
within
person
itself.
40,000 for her Valtrex, and they gave Jane, they gave her 300,000 for her Valtrex supply, which honestly, neither one of these women ever proved that they had this STD. And that's what you heard the female judge study saying, where's the proof? Where's the proof? What proof do you guys have? uh, 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 uh,
Well, they said. Where is the evidence, the hard evidence?
Only thing she was resorting back to was testimony. We know that Juice was the one that would take them to Walgreens. It's just like all y'all got for y'all evidence is somebody lying testimony. No hardcore facts, no medical records to substantiate. So that is going to be very interesting how these judges. I think they saying 18 months. I think they're gonna come back way quicker than a year to come to some conclusion that this is BS. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if this appellate court don't overturn this shit, I know damn well the Supreme Court will. There's no way in hell this shit ain't getting overturned. And that's like Judge said, the lady came down. She had no facts and that she was arguing. She didn't like go into the details of case law. I ain't no legal, no sense legal. Like Sky be saying, she got into the weeds. She got into like acting like she was one of them old cold people on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? She came in she wouldn't even know what I'm saying recite case law or nothing. What you said this and James testified to this. But like the lady The other, like the lady said, what the facts at? Like she didn't come in with no facts, just hearsay.
Where is the proof? Where is the beef? Where is the damn beef? I'll be wondering, like, where is it at? It's crazy because
ain't got it, man. And the simple fact that we ask questions is the problem that these people have.
yeah, I mean that's the biggest problem because they don't want us to ask the tough questions, the reasons why. You know what I'm saying? And I had a guy sit up there. I had a young female in my car today, and she was like, the problem that she about had to be in her early 20s. She was like, I couldn't stomach watching Surviving R. Kelly because of the dark ass music, everything that we were saying. Because of this dark music they had going on, because of the fact that I looked at all of those females and they was telling us all these stories and they didn't shed one tear. I was like, dang, I want to give you this ride for free. Because I'm telling you, she was all over it. And she was like, I just don't understand how, they could put this man in a RICO. And she was like, the last time that I checked, that was mafia shit. She was all over it. I was like, boy, people
Then
get
trying
wild.
to allege that the man was sleeping with boys, just like, come on, man.
That was just to make it even more salacious and make
now
him
this
look
man,
sick.
y'all say, now you got everybody testifying that he don't like people looking at his women. You got his women saying he don't like men in his house, but then the government gonna say he's sleeping with boys. Come on, man.
Right, and then on top of that, if you really bring up, and if you really want to bring up that whole he's been sleeping with boys narrative, the ultimate question to ask yourself is, if that's the case, then why hadn't anybody from B2K came forward against him?
J-Rock, you funny, man.
Because B2K got victims. They got victims from B2K anyway. You know what I'm saying?
One of the members from B2K was already victimized. So if he was already being victimized, and I wrote and produced for him, and then he's already, and if they're
that's like chum in the water. That's like if you a shark, you see chum in the water, you know what it is.
Man, did y'all see that documentary about that dude over there, Nick Nickelodeon, that was doing that to them kids over there, man? And that man ain't got no turn.
Buddy, I'm telling you.
They treat you with Carol's and Bill, and you can't, and all this shit just rumors and allegations. And allegedly, man, this stuff crazy.
But I'm telling y'all today though, because I like I say, I was listening on different platforms and hearing people, looking at the questions that people were asking in the chats, and a lot of people was having questions as far as the marriage thing. I hope today, for this is the second time that I've actually talked about this marriage thing, and hopefully I was able to break it down and point out enough doubt and enough inconsistencies in that storyline to help people understand, at least, raise the thought that, hey man, this shit couldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying?
Not like
and I want to apologize I want to say apologies to all of the people that support me, that come over here, and y'all know we drama free, we keep it drama free. But today, we had an intruder that came over here and thought she was gonna be able to come hop in the car with me, and she like these accusers who be accusing chaos. I don't want you around me, man. I don't want you around me.
You ain't about the cause. You about that BS, and ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
What's up?
No.
What's up, y'all?
Aldra brung her motherfucking ass over here and hit
okay.
You would run around here and say that I'm Oko, and then you gonna come hit my link. So if I'm Oko and you hit my link, that means you must be Oko.
You better say that right there.
But I gave her ass a little bit of my mind. I hit her with the 1-2, left on the ground for somebody else to do the 3-4.
Straight business, huh? I wish I had been on. I got her the last time.
You were right before you came.
I'm talking
but
about,
I asked her, I gave her a chance. I say, are you going to apologize for calling me Oko? And she insisted. Oh, okay. I'm finna put hot sauce all over your ass, put you in that grease real
I'm
quick.
telling you. And we use it canola. It get hot as it got hot as hell. Canola oil will burn your ass up. Hey, we go do it like that. We gonna put you in some thin oil so you can really feel it. Straight up.
That marriage situation with Leah, man, I think that was a fake marriage certificate, and it
I
was
agree standing for injustice.
my bad.
Now I'm
You
just
know,
reading
ain't no think about it. Ain't no think about it. I know that shit was fake.
Yeah, I know it was fake.
Barry had his hand in that shit. I don't care what nobody say. Barry Hankson had his hand in that shit. I don't care how you say it. I
And
think
Demetrius
Barry
lied too. Demetrius lied like he got fired in 95. That nigga got fired in 94. He got fired right before the fucking allegation came out. The allegation didn't come out until he was fired.
Bad. It sure did. And that's very coincidental because you got to think about it. That man, Demetrius Smith, got fired because he was stealing money and he stole $200 out that man's wallet. And then once he got fired, he had a Part DM card that it was given to him that they never deactivated. He swiped that shit and went on a spending spree.
And it was Christmas.
Right.
And
I think what happened when he got fired, the time that he got fired, I bet you it was around the time that Vibe magazine had hit the stands because it hit the stands before Christmas.
Yeah, he sold the story to Vibe magazine.
Because you got to think about it. He was the person that had his hands on the license. He had his hands on it. So who else? Who else? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah, hey, Big Vibe, R.kelly, and y'all guys, R.kelly said that back in 2008 after he was acquitted, he did the interview with Torrey. He said, well, you know your brothers and your former manager and your other people that work for you said that you did such and such and you got a problem and you can't control yourself around underage girls. And he told Torrey specifically, don't believe the people that was hired. I mean, believe the people that was hired. Don't believe the people that was fired because they all.
Don't believe none of these clowns.
Yeah, and you think about it though, he was right. Everybody that man fired had something negative. He had his brother Kerry. He came out. He was talking that crazy stuff. Then he went back on Tasha K and recanted what he said. Then you got the Mitchell Smith out here saying some stuff. He fired him.
But look at just think about how contradictory prosecuting attorneys can be. If you look at how Fannie Willis lawyers went at Terrence Bradley about him getting fired from Nathan Wade, and she was like, "Didn't you get caught up in some molestation shit?" And blah 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 blah. They immediately go to discredit mode. So
and the other lady too that had resigned, they tried to say, "Well, you resigned because you was gonna get fired, and that's the only reason why you testifying against Fannie."
Right. So when we try to when on the other side when we discredit. When we discredit Demetrius, when the lawyers discredit him, discredit Azriel, discredit Lisa Van Allen, discredit what's the cat name that had the sex tape that he was trying to sell?
Chuck Freeman.
Yeah, Chuck Freeman. All these people, had reason, pure reason, because
if you look at the enterprise that they say consists of Demetrius Smith, Lizette, Alenzette, Diana Copeland, Cheryl Mack, Anthony Navarro, and then the other guy who was the intern.
Mm-hmm.
All these people lost their job.
Right. And it make you wonder. It give you pause because if they lost their jobs, then we should be able to say the same thing about them, like the prosecutors would do to somebody to discredit them. That's motive. If it ever was, well, you pissed off because you got fired. Same thing with the females. You pissed off because your ass got broke up with.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been sitting back and thinking about a lot of stuff too. When it comes to Jeronna Pace, and I remember Jeronna Pace was saying that she came in, her and Dominique Gardner was friends. And Dominique Gardner was with Chaos, for 8 years. Jeronna and Dominique had something going on before Dominique got with Chaos. And you know, Jerron Pace, her sisters came out and said that she had a shrine in her house with R. Kelly over, and I think she's going and she making all these lies and went to sue August on Kelly because R. Kelly didn't ever speak to her. She had to set up a bubble, and Kelly, you know what I'm saying, got with Dominique because Dominique was of age. R. Kelly never slept with Sharonda. Sharonda just mad because Kells got with Dominique and not her chose her, and I think that's why she came out with the allegations against Kells.
Barry got fired in 2000.
Yep, he got fired before TP2.com. Well, before TP2.com dropped, he got fired. When R. Kelly came to him and showed him that album, he told him that the album wasn't gonna sell nothing. R&B was dead, and he said R&B gonna go wherever the hell I take it. You know, and they got into it about it, got into an actual physical altercation. He sent some gangster niggas to him, you know, to try to get him back once he realized that TP2.com was one of the first smash album of the 2000s.
Yep.
And the thing about it is that his career literally took the fuck off from there. Regardless of the allegations, regardless of anything, that man's career was gone. It was nothing that could stop him.
He mixed that damn R&B with that hip hop, and it was over with.
It was nothing that could stop him. And he wanted that bread back. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, hey, he had Aaliyah at the time, but once he realized that she wasn't gonna say shit, Pop go to Weasel for her. You know, and it's crazy because people can't even put them pieces together. You know, when you look at it, the Rico ain't never been R. Kelly. All of them females that was in Surviving R. Kelly, Dream Hampton, and Lifetime came together for a common illegal purpose to defraud and defame a man. That's a Rico. They sat around for a year and plotted and planned. They lie.
Right, Jeff. That's a good point.
The shit is crazy, and it's like nobody want to believe it because all the well, you know, he married Aaliyah. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of all of that, you talking about he out here burning people. You see, if he that reckless, you ain't gonna just be talking about he gave me herpes. If he's that reckless, he would have been out here scalding females.
Man, like
they'd have been like, I had. Yeah,
it'd have been like I had a lawsuit right now.
Right. I would if that was the case, you could be like, well, he gave me pelvic inflammatory disease. He gave me the clap. He gave me chlamydia. Something herpes. That's easy money. Because the thing about it is, you ain't gonna always have an outbreak. That's easy money. You can catch herpes from kissing your grandmama, and that's a fact. Herpes on the mouth ain't shit but a cold sore.
Yep. Oh, my bad.
They snowball on educated people that can't think and be like, that ain't what they taught me in sex education class.
Why you think they took sex education class out of school?
Because they want people to be stupid. They want to tell you, they just want to say, hey, they sex education is, hey, you might be a girl, son. That's what it is now. Go ahead, man.
My bad. When it comes to this R. Kelly stuff, people ain't using their common sense. Like the stuff right here is in front of your face. R. Kelly back in 98, 99, and he put out the R album with sold 8 million copies. Then he went back in the year 2000 with the TP2.com. It sold like over 6 million copies. Donnell Jones did an interview, said that R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, owns jive. He can go in there and do what he want to do. And to sum it all up, when it comes to this shit, Barry is the main reason all this stuff happened. I say Barry, and along with Sparkle and Jim, there guys, it don't take a rocket science to show that these people plotting all this stuff up. Just think about it. Who these that they connected, put R. Kelly with, because she was underage at the time, is Rashonda Landfair. Who needs that? That's Sparkle needs. Sparkle said that she got a call from a lawyer, and then Jim Derrick got it somehow. You know what I'm saying? Got a hold of the tape, and he don't want to come to court because he know that Barry Hankinson stole that. We know that Barry Hankinson stole that tape. not this and all this escalated from Sparkle getting fired and because R. Kelly, she didn't want she wanted somebody else to come in and produce the album. R. Kelly told he wanted to go do so. She got in her feelings. She thought she was the main head her show at the Rock and Records. So she started smelling herself once she got that first album came out in '98 and it went platinum. And Barry Hanson got fired and Jim Delgado is mad because R. Kelly, know what I'm saying, didn't want to, know what I'm saying, do some interview or some shit with him. All these people are scorned. And all this, and the whole time, when all this shit was going on, all these people was connected. You got R. Kelly, know what I'm saying, stopped fooling with Barry. Then he stopped fooling with Sparkle. It don't take a rocket scientist to tell you that these three people got together and schemed this up. When Lisa Van Allen got involved with this stuff, she was more so mad at the fact that same way Azrael is, same way Jocelyn is. She wanted to, well, not Jocelyn, same way she wanted to be more than what she was. She wanted to be the R. Kelly man. And when she knew that R. Kelly, know what I'm saying, was going through this shit with Barry, they was stealing tapes and they was storing him. So what more thing she could do? Hey, I'm gonna say I got a tape with me and him in the land fair going because that's who Sparkle was going around saying. Nobody even knew who Rashonda was. You know what I'm saying? How did Jim Derrick guys know who Rashonda was? Jim Derrick I never even met Rashonda. Sparkle had to tell that man who his niece was, and they know that girl was underage. Sparkle, people stopped fooling with her because the girl, mom and dad, and them knew that she wasn't sleeping with R. Kelly. They was around, they knew that. But she started call Sparkle started call what they call CPS on them. That's why they don't fool with them, fool with Sparkle. Her family don't fool with Sparkle.
Hey,
All this.
go ahead,
bro.
No, go ahead. I was. Oh, Lil Mac, check this shit out though. When you think about it, it's only one way he could have known or could have assumed that was Rashawn Landfair. When he got into that courtroom and his premise for not testifying was that he didn't want to reveal his motherfucking source. So think about that shit. What happened
Don't just
was,
say source, Derek.
Source said
he didn't want to reveal his anonymous source.
Anonymous source. Okay. So check this out. My theory in that with that is that Sparkle had that dude that was on his TP2.com album steal his bag full of tapes.
General, because Demetrius Smith came out and said it was General that stole those tapes.
General, okay. So yeah. Sparkle gets the tape. Sparkle goes to Jim and says, "This is my niece on this tape." Because how can you look at a tape for 1 second and be like, "Oh shit, that's my niece"?
Let me call Sparkle.
And then she said a lawyer showed her tape. How the hell the lawyer get the tape? What was
the lawyer came out and said she lied on him.
There you go. Go ahead, Derek. My bad.
You absolutely good, man. I ain't look.
I know how we long. We don't want to. I'll be like, when can I step in? I don't want to step in. I don't want to step on nobody.
The only reason, Mac, that I even stepped in because the other night I said exactly the same thing you said. I'm talking about almost word for word.
Yeah, it's common sense.
Almost word for word. I'm talking about from him not wanting Michael Huff to produce shit on his album because that's not how R. Kelly rolled. He a one-man show, and if it worked before, why are we gonna change the formula? What are you trying to do? Right. I don't know this dude. You know what I'm saying? His name gonna be on my shit, and if the shit flop, then it's gonna be on me.
Yep.
Who does that?
Like if you just sit back and just keep game and you look at everything, it's right there. Friend man was framed because what's the girl named Javon Cunningham? It was alleged that she was messing with one of the members of Public Announcement, Ricky. All she did was took Earl's story. Earl said that he left the group because R. Kelly was messing around with Aaliyah. He said that shit because he mad that R. Kelly was knocking Sparkle down. So I'm gonna go out and say this shit about him. Add full to the flame. He mad because this. You gotta think about it. He was scorned. He was mad to this man. Your wife at the studio with this man. You know this man how this man get down, and you let your wife go down there drop hits with him, and yeah. I'm telling you, man, R. Kelly already told you, don't leave a girl around me, true player for real. Let me remind you, I am the king of R&B. So yeah, he's scorned too. A lot of people are mad at R. Kelly. That's why they said what they said.
I think they wanted they wanted everything that came with R. Kelly, but without R. Kelly being there. So they wanted the money, they wanted the platinum hits, they wanted the fame, they wanted the notoriety, but they didn't want R. Kelly to be there, you know. So, and it's impossible.
Right, and once they realized he had a deficiency, they took that shit and ran with it, man.
And then it's easy for them to do the stuff that they're doing because they know the world gonna believe it. It's easy for them to go out here and say that R. Kelly was messing around with a 14-year-old. When then 5 years ago he was just in a scandal with Lee with the mayors. They knew what they were doing every time. They did. Barry Hankerson is the main. I'm gonna keep pushing it in there. Barry Hankerson is the reason this stuff happened because if you go back and read and look at the cross of what's his name? He was on the stand. The white beach dude. I need to get his name. Jeremy Davis. He said that he found out through I don't know Jack Palladino or one of those guys that Barry Hankerson was recruiting girls along with Demetrius Smith, sending the Susan Logan. You know what I'm saying? To get a lawsuit on him, and he also stated that Barry Hankerson called one of these ladies. I forgot the lady's name right before R. Kelly was performing at L2 at the Olympics and say, I got this sex tape of R. Kelly with underage girl. I'm going to ruin him. So that lets you know right there when Barry called that lady, he was out to set this man up, destroy this man. All right, let's give these naysayers the benefit of the doubt. Let's say if R. Kelly was on a tape with a 14-year-old and with a known criminal, known liar like Lisa Van Allen, do you think he would be that damn dumb to leave the tapes around so people can steal them? If you doing if you doing some illegal shit on tape, or you doing some illegal shit, knowing that somebody see this shit, you gonna get caught. You think I'm gonna leave all my empty possessions in a bag and just let people steal and take it and run with it? And then not to mention that, Uncle Mew, you can test this. Uh, to me, with the Chicago case, I feel like they did R. Kelly just the same way they did Tupac. When Tupac shot those off-duty cops, and he got acquitted. Tupac got acquitted because these guys were doing some nefarious stuff. They stole two guns from an evidence locker. They was out beating up on a black man. They pulled a gun that they were supposed to have out on Tupac. So Tupac was all in his right in defense to defend himself and shoot him. That's how they got. That's how they did the Chicago case. I feel like you got Lisa Van Allen, Charles Freeman, Keith Morrell, extorting this man for a tape that's so alleged to say they had child pornography on. Why these people even breaking up a case where these people got a tape with child pornography on it, trying to extort this man, but y'all ain't arrested them for distributing the tape, recopying it, making the tape, traveling the tape across state lines and selling the tape, doing all that shit. If it's true, that's let me know right now. If y'all gonna look past all that, it's not child pornography. The federal government knew it.
And the only reason why R. Kelly paid money, if that tape, them tapes wouldn't have had his wife on it, he wouldn't have gave a damn about them tapes.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree with what you said, Lil Mac.
Man, I'm talking about Sparkle. No good and damn well, she wouldn't have never had a fucking hit song if R. Kelly hadn't wrote it, and if he hadn't sung on it, it probably wouldn't have been a hit. I'm telling you, her voice ain't shit. Her voice ain't shit. I forgot she did have another song that kind of charted from that album. You remember that song? It's Time to Move On.
Yeah, I think she shot a video for that. Yeah,
that's the only other song that charted, but it wasn't no hit. It charted. Be Careful was a hit, and she got the feeling herself because that made her album go platinum. Now and she got it twisted and thought, see, R. Kelly the type of person, he can make a piece of shit sound good. So there you go. That was what you were, Sparkle. You tried it. You tried it again after surviving R. Kelly, and your shit went motherfucking furball. It didn't.
She gonna drop a damn singer after the documentary aired. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
That song went furball. Okay, come on now.
That shit didn't go. That shit didn't go good.
That
How the hell you gonna get?
that shit went paper cup.
What's up, fellas?
What up, Lex? What's good with it,
What up,
Lex?
Lex? My bad, Lex.
What's
What's up?
going on, y'all? How the
That boy.
hell? Oh man, you know I'm gonna come bring some damn size to the gumbo, man. You know what I do.
Oh shit.
Yeah. How
Shit.
the hell you gonna? How the hell you gonna get mad at Kels when you done cheated on your husband with him? That's my thing. How you
But
gonna get
that's
mad? You shouldn't get mad at nothing.
Right, and
Mm-mm.
somebody lying somewhere because Rashonda testified said that Sparker told her that they had that R. Kelly had a sexual relationship with each other. So either is Sparker lying about it, or Rashonda on the stand lying, or the government giving her shit to make up then. Because
Yep.
Rashonda testified said Sparker told her to ask Kelly to be her goddaddy. So who telling
Yeah.
the truth?
Everybody trying to get somebody to sit in his damn lap. That shit crazy.
Yeah, that shit is scripted. If you look at everything in each case, government saying they trying to follow a pattern. He was doing this over in New York. He was doing it. He was controlling. Man. R. Kelly wasn't even thinking about these chicks. If you listen to these chicks' testimony, R. Kelly probably just some chicks. He chilling around at the studio with, man. He can't call the one that he met the bad. We met at the club. He just knocking her down and he gone by his business. He really ain't truly in love with half these chicks. Because if you listen to the James Doe #5 testimony, when he first met her, he wasn't even tripping on her like that. He wouldn't even come in the room, and when that was in California, he was focused on his shows. This man ain't thinking about no women like that because he's selling the gal to you. He said, I don't need to. This man can get women. All he got to do is sing in one note. He get 10 women. This man got to chase, hold, rape, lock somebody up and all that shit. And people fail for that. This man, like what they did, people forgot who this man was. Surviving R. Kelly uh, triggered everybody to match oh, this man. This man is a multi-platinum selling R&B singer that been kicking shit since 1992. And he ain't never fell off. And if you go back and listen to these men, like some of these albums that I feel like they get a good push. That album, the Buffet album was a good album, and that Right Me Back. I was listening to that song When a Woman Lies. That man, that could have been like another I Believe I Can Fly if Sonny would have pushed it harder. But I think
Hey,
around
Bust
by
that.
that time,
He performed
that
that shit on he performed that shit on The View. You
yeah,
remember
I
when
feel like
the View used to love him? They used to
yeah,
love
they
him.
sold it.
They love Kales. He sung When a Man Lies on there. Shit. I'm
Man,
telling
that song should have been big. Like I believe I can fly. But When a Woman Loves, that was a good song.
you, man, that was one of his
That was
best.
a pop. That could have been a pop. That could have been like a pop hit. Then that Christmas album went back. I was listening to that. I said I ain't never listened to this Christmas album all the way through. I said, man, that mug banging, man. He got some cuts on that mug, bro. I said, no, I'm gonna play this mug through on Christmas throughout the holidays. No, that was a good album. It's like they didn't promote that man music one star toward the end. I think that's when those Tim them started coming out with all those allegations. I just seen some of this. I was on another vlog live. This fool, this wife talking about they finna do a part 10 on YouTube about how they met R. Kelly and all this stuff like the day before the appeal. They saying that R. Kelly New York appeal oral argument fell on their anniversary. I said, man, y'all just trying to get some clout, man.
Swear.
Like they the only one out here still talking about this shit. They survived Ron Kelly stuff 5 years ago. They the only one out here still trying, and they want to know why they dog don't fool with them. Yeah, I got that young lady fiance in jail, and y'all have talking about talk about on her soul, talking about he gave her a sexual venereal disease. Of course, she's not gonna fool with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all, I'm finna jump up out of here. I got like 9 minutes.
Yeah, shout out to Ed Slaughter, man. And we finna get ready to get up out of here because our boy Provoked Thoughts finna get ready to crank that thing up over there on his channel, man. And I would like for you all to go over and show our brother Provoked Thoughts some love. I mean, the brother finna bring that great content, raw content, uncut content, unapologetic content. Straight fire. I mean,
Hey,
straight fire.
hey, man, you know what? And I'm tell you right now, I'm expanding my shit, man. I'm setting up. I'm on X. I'll be on Rumble pretty soon. We making major moves, man. We really trying to get this thing popping. So at the end of the day, you know, we gonna fight for injustice every fucking way, man. We starting with R. Kelly, and we gonna take over the world with this shit. We not finna have this bullshit happen no more to nobody. You know what I'm saying? We gonna debunk the lies, and we gonna put shit in context. You know what I'm saying? And I'm noticing just before I get up out of here that people are waking up, you know, to the bullshit. You know, I'm talking about across the board, and what it's taking is taking for the media to, like I said, once you go high, you got to come clean, because now they looking at the fact that they just lie on people for no fucking reason at all, and everybody catching it. So now that we bringing them down to the level to where they supposed to be, now we need to go and handle our business. It's time,
Yeah, you
man. You
got.
know, there's a lot going on this year. This year is transitional. We finna hit 2025 in 9 months, man.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta always remember that the lie never ever. I take that back. The truth never get broadcast, but the lie always get broadcasted the most. So you start
Absolutely.
breaking that truth, that's when people start running and hiding and shit. Don't
All
hide
right,
your hands and throw shit.
and I'm telling you, if y'all come over there to provoke thoughts, those that ain't never been in there, I'm talking about the dream teamers. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, if it's some kale steppers, if it's all of y'all, I'm telling you, you won't forget it, and you surely won't regret it. I promise you. So
And
come
what you
on
say,
through.
brother? When you say there injustice, what?
Say, well, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, bro.
Dr. King.
That's
Yeah.
Dr.
Hey,
King.
I got a question for y'all. I want to know who in the hell freed these women. Was it Alice Cross? Who was it? Cause I still ain't found that out yet.
Hey, bro, you got me there, buddy. Yeah, so let's go ahead. We're gonna do this thing real smooth tonight, man. As a matter of fact, y'all come over here, man. Let's have some fucking fun, man. You know, we deserve it. We deserve it. So let's do this. I'll see y'all in a minute, man. Big Vibe, catch you in a second over there on the other side. Everybody on that panel, come get with me, all right?
All right, I'll
All
bring the
right, man. I'm
charcoal.
about to get
I'll
ready to
bring it.
get up out of here.
All right. Yeah.
I'm about to get ready to get up out of here myself, man. Today was a great live. You know, thanks Lil Mac, Uncle Muse, my brother Lex, Jeff, J Rock, uh shit, man, so many people. And shout out to the greatest goddamn chat on YouTube, man. Shout out to the chat, man. The chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Also, shout out to Nisimo for the $20 donation. Very, very, very appreciated. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the people who donated, who wish to donate, who plan on donating. And if you don't, just continue to show up and support your boy. If y'all feel like today was a great live, let's end the chat by saying great live today. Great live today. Let's get a hashtag great live. Hashtag great live. If y'all enjoyed the live today, and if y'all feel like we broke it down to the simplest form, hashtag great live. Great live, man. So we're gonna go over and support our brother Derek and his content. He's gonna bring y'all a great perspective from his view, and hopefully Lil Mac and all the guys, we can head over there and help him out. So make sure y'all share the live out. When we gonna make this live a live for people to come to when they talk that shit about R. Kelly, Mary, and Aaliyah, we got a live right here today that I feel we broke this shit down to the simplest form to cast doubt in anybody who claiming that this brother married Aaliyah. All right, Lil Mac, Uncle Muse, Lex, any last words before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go and say something real quick. I'm gonna get out of here. I just want to say thank you, man, for everybody, man, for doing what they doing. Big Vibe, Derek, you know what I'm saying, J Rock, Lex, Uncle Mew, Jeff, the chat, man. And I encourage everybody, man, share these lives, bro, because this the only this is the to me this the main reason that a lot of people open up because if everybody would see that okay you got Derek you got a channel speaking on free R.kelly you got Big Vice speaking the channel speaking the saying free R.kelly then you got the other bloggers over there with the negative stuff people gonna realize hey this man obviously do this stuff. You got all these people out here stand up, fight for him, and they coming up kicking some facts, and they ain't just saying they ain't just saying I love his music. They ain't acting crazy and obsessed on him because that's where people get lost when people start acting obsessed and crazy over this man and trying to fight other bloggers over there. People that's lost gonna look at it like, well, these people just some upset fans. I ain't standing. He did it. When you come over him, pick the knowledge with some respect, with some wisdom and some understanding for everybody to get it and break it down in terms of everybody can understand that a fifth grader or 4 year old, 5 year old, whoever can understand it. That's what people want to hear. A lot of people out there when it comes to R.kelly, they are lost. So they ain't going on YouTube or they ain't fact checking or researching the stuff like we is. So the best way for them to get it is through these channels. Because none of the stuff that we are saying, the mainstream media gonna pick it up. And after since I've been on YouTube with all you guys for the last past 5 years, I learned, man, I don't believe just stuff that's been going on in the media because they're 9 times out of 10 they'll feed you BS and I just encourage everybody to get involved and just share the lives and you know what I'm saying, do and all that good stuff and support Derek, you know what I'm saying, and Big Vi hit their channel, man, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and tell other people about it. And then share because if one person just sharing this information, it'll make a whole lot of difference.
Share the
We
live.
yeah, we gotta do our end for Mr. Kelly. We support him and share this information. Jennifer gonna do what she do in the courtroom. Let her do that. That's her. That's what she stand at. Don't criticize. And just because you hear some stuff that you might not want to hear, that she might not did, don't criticize this lady. This lady got a track record of getting people out of the situation. She got Bill Cosby out the situation that he in, and we all know we see this stuff is BS. So if Jennifer can, and we can see. I'm pretty sure Jennifer and the judge can see it. So, and we ain't, you know what I'm saying, legal. We don't know the law like that, but we studying the law as we go along. We learned this case though. But I just encourage everybody: don't bother that lady. Let that lady do what she do. Don't anybody got anything I say negative to say about Jennifer, man? Don't visit them. Don't visit their channels. Don't even support that, man.
Mhm.
Don't support no negativity. And
No.
I give back, man. And I just want to say, man. Jennifer did an amazing job with the oral argument, and she brought nothing but she brought like Black Seal. She brought the truth and not the juice. And I catch all y'all guys over there on Derry. I'm gonna hop on his panel tonight too, because I ain't been on the panel in a while. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
man.
chop it
Come
up with
over
y'all
there,
guys
man.
over there.
Come
I'm gonna
over
come over
there.
there. We gonna get some more off up in this. We like what's his name? TC said, yeah, I gonna probably should get their kills over there.
We'll get
And
that
we
chaos,
probably gonna be
man.
talking about some more stuff too. So just chime in and then listen to this stuff and just listen before you think, before you talk, and then take the information, gather information, and come up with your own ideas and concept because that's what I've been doing lately. I've been sitting back and listening to y'all guys live and I've been coming up with my own, you know what I'm saying, aspect of thinking about what this stuff been going on and how this stuff is. And I see that all this stuff from each and every one of these people, it was a setup for this man. And it's clear that this man innocent. And I just want to say, man, free chaos. And I'll see y'all over there on Brother Derek show.
Already. As I always say, man, shut alive, man. Shut alive. Even stare to your uncle and your aunties, the one that don't know how to work their phones that good. Just get their phones and put them on Big Val opinion. You know what I'm saying? And tell them just listen.
Yeah. If you're in the food stamp line or you at the unemployment line, strike up a conversation. Put your phone on speaker. Let them hear it live. They don't like it. Tough luck.
Most definitely.
Well, I'm
I
finna
don't
head
know.
over there, man.
All right, I'm finna get over there.
I bet that.
Oh, you busy or you still here? Are we transferring to Provoke Thoughts? Provoke Thoughts with Derek. Let me see. Just a second, I can help you all. See, take you all, show you all where to go. So this is the channel that everybody's transferring to. Everybody's transferring
Uber in
to
the day.
Provoke
Uber
Thoughts.
in the day.
That's the name of the channel, Provoke Thoughts. Provoke Thoughts. Provoked Thoughts. Right there. That's where everybody is going to, Provoke Thoughts. So I want to say shout out to everybody that came over today and spent time with your boy. Shout out for everybody who donated to the channel. Like I say, shout out to everybody who support the channel. Shout out to everybody who support the truth, who support the movement, who support the Free R.kelly campaign. Shout out to you all. To Audra, no harm intended, no disrespect. Look, I have nothing against you, Audra M. But from me to you, we just gonna keep our distance from each other. You know, I won't mention your name anymore. I don't care for you to come on my platform anymore as well. But outside of that, I apologize to everybody who support me for getting out of character today. But that was very much so needed. And shout out to everybody, you know, as I get ready to get up out of here and close this live out. So until next time, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay prayed up. It's still free chaos till we see chaos. And guess what, man? Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the media. You know what I'm saying? Do your own. I don't want that up there. Do your own research and resourcing and fact checking and find your own information. You know, shout out to another great live, another successful live. Until next time.